The Deep South's oldest rivalry is renewed today. Georgia and Auburn meet for the 126th time. It's as old and competitive as they come. It's what college football is all about. Legends were conceived in this matchup, and miracles between these two received.
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! Oh no!
The Tigers are on a roll with back-to-back come-from-behind victories, last week claiming their first win in Death Valley since 1999.
Nick still on his feet to the end zone. Touchdown!
Only today they face the nation's best defense in Georgia, suffocating opponents, shutting out their last two.
Down he goes by the Dogs defense.
Can the Cats keep their momentum alive, or will the Dog defense thrive? It's an epic SEC matchup right here on CBS. So get your popcorn ready next. It's the Home Depot SEC on CBS, and boy, do we have a great matchup for you. 88,000 here at Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama, as number 2 Georgia looks to remain perfect on the season, taking on the number 18 Tigers. Packed house, electric atmosphere, everything you'd expect on a Saturday in the SEC, and we are overjoyed to be bringing you all the action. Hello and welcome to Jordan-Hare Stadium. Noah Eagle, the coach, Rick Neuheisel, quarterback Aaron Murray. We've got Jenny Dale on the sidelines as well. Aaron's still looking over his shoulder for Nick Fairley. Not sure what's going to happen today, but Coach, we are pumped up to be here.
Well, listen, for those of you who have never spent a Saturday in the South, it is absolutely glorious. You put it on your bucket list. Outside right now, all the tailgating, that was 5-star restaurant stuff. Very little in the way of popcorn. But I will tell you, if you like 5 stars, there's going to be plenty of them on this field. You played in this game. Explain the intensity.
Well, I did wake up this morning. My neck's a little stiff right now from just the beating I took. The fans are special. I mean, this place 3 hours before kickoff, you could feel the energy. It's amazing to me, and I guarantee you, we're in for an old-school type ball game right now. 2 great defenses. They want to run the football. A lot of physicality. We don't see this a lot in college right now, but you're going to get it this afternoon.
Let's take a deeper look into this matchup. Duke Project Smarter presented by the Home Depot. And Aaron, this Georgia defense is ridiculous.
And extremely smart on all sides. When you draw this up for Arkansas, it should work out perfectly. The speed at the linebacking position, the speed at the safety position, super disciplined. And then these simulated pressures I absolutely love. You're only bringing 4. The offense feels like you're bringing 5, 6 guys. Nakobe Dean, one of the best at getting after the quarterback in all of college football. The stats speak for themselves. Unbelievable every single game. This defense is in the right spot, making plays over and over again.
But for more on the Georgia offense, which has been very solid as well, we go to Jenny Dell on the sideline.
And celebrating the legacies of
Yeah, the last few weeks, the question surrounding Georgia has been, who is going to be their starting quarterback? Well, your answer, yet again, is Stetson Bennett. JT Daniels still dealing with that grade 1 lat strain that kept him out of last week's game against Arkansas. On Thursday, he threw roughly 60 passes in practice, and Coach Smart told me, last thing I want to do is to push the envelope here. As you can see, both quarterbacks were warming up pregame, and guys, I'm told that Daniels could be used in an emergency situation, but it's Bennett getting his 3rd start this season.
Appreciate it as always, Jenny. So Georgia staying perfect so far through this season. LSU 2 come from behind victories in a row. First squeaking it out against Georgia State, and then last week going to Death Valley, winning for the first time since 1999. That was a 10-game losing streak. Trailed 13-0 to start the game. Won the 4th quarter 14-0. A marquee win for first-year head coach Brian Harsin. And coach, it was all the man under center who got the job done for the Tigers.
Well, there's no question Bo Nix put on a cape last week. He was heroic. You can see him saving a 4th down play here, making multiple Tigers miss, and finding a way to get it down to his tight end Fromm for the touchdown. He was doing this all night long. I promise you, Mike Bobo and Brian Harsin would like to mix a little of this magic with some more methodical today, because Georgia comes in here with an ultimate fast defense. They are going to have to make some more mundane plays.
This is going to be a huge game for Auburn at home. 88,000 fans. This is their first real experience of this type of environment for a while. And here come the Tigers. be back in a moment as Auburn hosts Georgia. Number 2 versus number 18, and all the action is coming up next. The Home Depot SEC on CBS. A great one in store. Don't go anywhere. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, Wheels Up, Sonic, and by T-Mobile. Georgia makes their way onto the field here at Jordan-Hare. Bulldogs 5-0 on the season. It is the Deep South's oldest rivalry. 126 meeting between these two teams. First game coming back in 1892. Georgia does lead at 61, 56, and 8. They've also won 16 of the last 20 and 4 in a row. But for Bryan Harsin, coming off that marquee victory last week, this could be another huge opportunity to solidify what has already been a great start to his Auburn career. 80-25 record overall. On the other side, one of the best to do it across college football and certainly in the SEC. Kirby Smart now in his 6th season with the Bulldogs, 57-14. It is just winning, winning, winning. 5-0 in his 4th career start. Keys to the game in this one, Coach, for Georgia. Looks pretty good, and for Aaron in particular, spreading those running back touches is something we really talked about.
Yeah, I love the way Georgia uses all 4 of their running backs. Have to do that and then contain Bo Nix. Don't let him start running around the field making plays.
As for Auburn, what do we got?
Auburn has to find a way to run the football. That has been very difficult against this defense, but they have to find a way. If they get in 3rd and long, it'll be a long afternoon. And defensively, they've got to get Stetson Bennett into as many 3rd and longs as they can get.
Georgia won the toss. Deferred to the second half. It'll be Auburn at home, starting with the football. Nehemiah Pritchett, Sean Shivers are deep. Jake Camarda will send it for Georgia. The Deep South's oldest rivalry renewed once again here at Jordan-Hare. And it'll start from the 25. Our lineups are presented by Papa John's. Bo Nix, what a week for him last week. And Aaron, he looks to do it again in such a huge moment at home.
It's a fine balance. You talk to Bobo and Harsin, and they want him to stick in the pocket, go through his reads, but at the end of the day, he's a playmaker. He's a baller. Just let him go out there and do his thing. You got to play in between the lines. You got to draw inside the lines as well. But right now, Bo Nix needs to do what he did last week for LSU if he's going to want to move the ball against his defense.
They'll start on the shotgun. A lot of motion from the tight ends today. Tank Bixby is the back, and he'll get the carry up the gut. Gains about 2 yards on first down. A crowd of Bulldogs in on the tackle. And overall, this Auburn offense, they've got plenty of weapons, Coach.
Well, keep your eye on number 47, John Samuel Schenker. He's their tight end. He had over 100 yards receiving last week. He's not much of a golfer, as you can tell by his name, but he is an important piece to this offense, in particular in play action.
I'd love to get him out on the course just to double check.
The rumor is he's a scratch golfer like yourself, actually.
Well, then Schenker is not the way. You know what? He's going to get extra shots every time he plays.
It shouldn't be John Samuel. It should be John Non-Schenker. A little trickeration here. It'll be Bixby to the outside, and he's forced out of bounds short of a first down. This Georgia defense. Look, Bryan Harsin talked about it. Aaron, 3.5 yards is good against this group.
Well, you just saw the speed of the secondary and the linebackers there, but Nakobe Dean, you turn on the film, it's hard not to catch this guy. In coverage, when he decides to blitz the quarterback, he's going to be eyeing Bo Nix. It's going to be interesting who's faster when Bo does pull it down and run.
3rd and short. They've got the speedster Shivers in the backfield with Nix. Man in motion is Hudson. First real test against this Bulldogs front. Nix to go to the air. Lofts it. Complete over the middle. Hudson got a first down.
That is a great throw to start the game for Bo Nix. He was in rhythm. His footwork was sound. He has been so often just wanting to run from cover and go laterally, Aaron. This this is exactly what you want from your young quarterback to start the game.
Well, it's also a big catch for Hudson. I mean, you saw last week, dropped on a skinny slant. These receiving, Bo needs some confidence, but I think these receivers as well need to make plays like that to gain some confidence themselves.
First set of downs for Nix. Play action. Plenty of time. Now he'll evade. Chased out of the pocket. Nix makes something happen with his legs and then tried to throw it away. It was nearly picked off. He got just enough away to force it out of bounds. Anderson was in the area.
These are the kind of things that make Mike Bobo pull his hair out. We saw him yesterday. He doesn't have much left.
No, that's because of me mostly, I would say. But you just got to let it go. I mean, you throw the ball 1 yard out of bounds, might as well throw it 5 yards out of bounds in that situation. But as we see right here, his ability to extend plays, but then also the speed of this Georgia. And there's Mike Bobo right there. He's wearing the hat because there's not a lot of hair up underneath it. But one heck of an OC.
Mike Bobo, offensive coordinator for the great Aaron Murray at Georgia. Another running play. We'll see plenty throughout the day on both sides of the field as Sean Shivers tried to go up the gut. And Adam Anderson, the first one there, one of the heart and souls of this Georgia defense.
Well, right now for Auburn, this is where they feel like they can move the football inside, outside zone because they can get double teamed. It's hard to move Jordan Davis one-on-one, but if you can get a guard center working to the second level, that's where they feel like they can move them a little bit. Not so sure about going side to side. And I like the idea. Go right at this defense.
Auburn just above 50% on third down on the season. 3rd and 6, they'll hand it off again. Nice hole, and it's going to be close. Looks like it's right at the yard to gain. Austin Troxel gave a great block for Shivers to slither through.
Hey, this is exactly what Auburn's recipe for success has to be. Run the ball. See if they're going to grab this first down here quickly.
Bigsby is back on 4th and short. Go up the gut, and the big man's got it.
You know, Brian Harsin said it yesterday. We are going to be aggressive. He talked about trying that pop-over kick last week. We're going to practice these plays. It would be nonsensical not to run them when you get the opportunity. Sure, you're going against the #1 defense in the country, but you've got to show that you're on this field and you belong on this field.
They're giving Shivers some early touches today. Usually it's Bixby and the true freshman Jarquez Hunter, the two running back, that two-headed monster, so to speak. Demetrius Robertson, the Georgia transfer in motion. They try to swing it to him, and a little bit inaccurate there as it falls to the grass here at Jordan-Hare.
Well, it's been a minute since Georgia's given up some points, but right there, beautiful read by Bo Nix. It's your RPO run-pass option. He feels the slot pressure coming from the outside, throws it perfectly, and you see right now the clock is still ticking. It's been a minute since Georgia has given up a touchdown or any sort of points, but I'm loving right now
Is that what doing. Young kids call a minute?
I was going to say many minutes, but yes.
Many minutes.
Nix rolling out. He's got his man. Perfectly delivered to the tight end, Luke Deal.
Well, this is where Bobo wants to take advantage because Georgia likes to protect their corners on the outside a little bit too high. So what does that mean? Running backs and tight ends against linebackers.
Up tempo. I don't think he got it, boys. Here we go, 4th down again. Something that Brian Harsin teams have practiced for years. Actually, Gus Malzahn teams did it also. When they get those short yardage situations, they go right to the line of scrimmage and try to get the beat on the defense. This time, Georgia very much aware and stopped them.
You got the first 4th down. To me, this is obviously you go for it here, but this is huge confidence for this offensive line to say that, hey, you know, most likely we're going to run the football. It's just mano-a-mano, man-on-man. Can you get that half yard?
Quarterback run possibility here.
Georgia tends to shift a lot. There's that run-pass option. Nix got it.
This is when you use your quarterback's legs on these 3rd down, 4th down, and short. You don't want to get him hit too often, but those downs are critical, so you'll take the chance.
Well, I love the pulling of a receiver and a tight end Shanker right there. Ours is zone read. He's going to read the defensive end. He crashes. He pulls it, and now all of a sudden you got a lead blocker. You got 2 lead blockers for Bo Nix in order to get that first down.
By the way, guys, I know you both believe in the announcer's jinx, or at least I believe you do. I didn't mention Nix's streak, but he has broken the Auburn record consecutive passes without an interception. He's above 251 now in a row. They'll go back to the air here. Bigsby makes a man miss. Bigsby still on his feet and drives forward for a first down.
Mike Bobo has to be so pleased with the rhythm of this drive. He had Bigsby earlier, but again, kind of that Sundance Kid mentality. Can I move? He moves, he throws accurately. Bigsby gets a first down.
Oh, and also the blocking of Nakobe Dean. We highlighted him to start this football game. His ability to blitz and win one-on-one battles with guards and centers. They locked him up. Gave Bo Nix just enough time.
Get it back to Bigsby, the sophomore. Strong, big 2020 SEC freshman in the air, and that's going to be a flag.
Nolan Smith just losing his discipline right there. No need to throw him to the ground. Whistle had blown.
We were wondering how this environment was going to impact Georgia, and so far, it's been all Auburn.
Well, this is Georgia's first real test on the road.
Over. Unnecessary roughness. Defense number 4. After distance to goal. Automatic first down.
Certainly not knocking the official here, but sometimes officials get caught up in the emotion too. You see that play probably 100 times, and 50 times it did get called, not 100.
In today's game, I disagree in the fact that they're protecting players, especially quarterbacks, but I think overall, you're in a rivalry game. It's a quick whistle, and these guys know that on defense. You got to be smart. You can't be giving up free plays like that and free yardages, especially when you're in the red zone. But right now, I mean, this is Georgia's opportunity.
What's Mike Bobo going to call right here, Aaron?
You got to. To me, it's run the football, but get the tight ends involved. Like I said, I love the matchup with Schenker in the red zone against linebackers and safeties.
Georgia has been outstanding at keeping opponents out of the end zone in the red zone. Double fake, Nix for the end zone, and Schenker had it, but dropped it for the first score of the game.
Well,
Eric Murray knows where the ball's going in the Bobo offense.
Tight ends in the red zone, and that's a similar play they hit last week versus LSU. You sneak them on a wheel route, and what Bobo always told me, big guys, fullbacks, tight ends, don't make them jump. Put it on their chest. Make it easy for the big guy, but still
he
should have been a touchdown.
Should have thrown it over the other shoulder. He made him turn.
You got to catch the ball,
inside.
though. You got to catch the ball, though.
100%. Spoken like a true quarterback.
Always catch the ball.
I know. I'm standing next to 2 quarterbacks. We're going to hear a lot of that today. Nix lost the football, picks it up, and then loses it again. It's scooped up by Georgia. Big play by this Bulldogs defense.
These are the plays that Bobo and Harsin were waiting for. Like, you go out there and you want to be a playmaker, but sometimes don't make a worse play. Don't turn a bad play into a catastrophe. We'll see if he was down.
There's a potential he was down before the ball came out.
I think the ball's out.
But this is exactly what we talked about. Live by the sword, die by the sword.
I'm interested to see if it's a forward pass. I think they need to look at that.
We'll get another look after the break, but as of right now, an absolute fantastic initial play by Anderson. Nix loses it a second time, picked up by Ringo, and Georgia's in business.
Adam Zucker in New York with this Jeep update. We had the second most points ever between Ole Miss and Arkansas. Rebels up 52-45 with 1 second left. KJ Jefferson finds Warren Thompson. Razorbacks, they're not going for the tie. They're going for the win in Oxford. But the pass falls incomplete. Rebels win. Guys, this one was popcorn worthy.
Just another Saturday in college football, and here is the update from Jordan-Hare. It is intentional grounding on Bo Nix. This was not a fumble, but it was a forward pass. So let's bring in Gene Steratore to take us through everything here. Gene, this was obviously a very complicated play. What'd you see on this Bo Nix sack and trying to get rid of it?
It is, and a great job by replay. You know, Ken Williamson, the referee, rules fumble on the play. As we look at the end zone shot, we can clearly see that before Bo Nix gets to the ground, his arm is moving forward. It's very brief, but a forward motion. It's a forward pass. He's out of the pocket. The ball doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage, so intentional grounding is the proper call after review.
So it'll set up 3rd and goal from just outside the 15. They'll swing it to Shivers, and he gets back inside the 10, but it'll bring up 4th and goal and a decision here for Auburn.
Oh, you kick the field goal, you take the points, but I just want to know during that commercial break, the conversation I can hear it in my head right now between Bobo and Bo Nix and Harsin and Bo Nix about you're in the red zone. Points are almost guaranteed. Play smart. Let our defense, same thing with Georgia, let the defense win the football game. Points are valuable right now, and we're about to see maybe does that streak those minutes.
September 18th was the last time anybody scored against Georgia.
24-yard attempt from Anders Carlson. And Auburn is on the board first.
That ball got tipped.
Kirby Smart still thrilled with his defense, only allowing 3, but it's the Tigers up early. $3-0 Auburn on a 24-yard field goal from Anders Carlson. But look at what happened last week. Carlson was 1 for 3 because of this. First, a long field goal that just sails wide right, but more importantly, a second attempt closer towards that red zone, blocked by that LSU attack. And Coach, you pointed this one out. This was some initial pressure by Georgia.
Well, Georgia is just absolutely so powerful up front. You can see the push they get, and those hands get up, and they get a piece. That's got to get shored up by that interior, that Auburn protection group.
Not to mention last week against Arkansas, a 37-0 win. Dan Jackson blocked a punt for a touchdown. As we get set to see Georgia's offense for the first time, it'll be Carlson sending it deep. Zamir White and Kieris Jackson there to receive for the Dogs. And this will sail into the end zone and start it from the 25. Our lineup presented by Papa John's as we take a look at starting quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs, Stetson Bennett.
Well, for many, Stetson Bennett's lasting memory is the 3 interceptions he threw in Tuscaloosa a year ago. But for Bulldog fans, they know they've been much more fond memories. He this year is already averaging like 8 yards a carry. His legs will be a part of the game. He's a game manager, yes, but he's been managing brilliantly, 70% as a passer.
2 tight ends here. Bennett will go out of the gun with White standing to his left. And they hand it off to the junior who plunges forward for a gain of 3. Tony Fair makes the tackle. Aaron, here's our Papa John's Georgia offense.
Well, Brock Bowers at the tight end position has actually been tremendous. They'll move him around. Auburn this year has not been great defending these tight ends. They've given up 14 receptions to tight ends already this season, one of the premier guys in all the SEC.
Bowers, a true freshman. The coaching staff has called him a special type of player, and he has proven them right so far this year. Stick with the ground game. White once again, and he is bottled up.
Auburn's defense wants the country to know they have that side of the ball as well. One of the guys to watch today is number 9, Zacoby McClain. Just a brilliant sideline-to-sideline player. He's tied for the lead in tackles for the Tigers. And remember, he missed 3 quarters because of the targeting penalty at Penn State. A really, really good player. We'll see him play on Sundays eventually.
Defensive coordinator Derek Mason was singing his praises yesterday. 4 wide receivers set now for Georgia on 3rd down and 7. James Cook is the running back in motion. Bennett's going to throw. Fires over the middle. It's complete, but short of the first down. He found his man, Ladd McConkey, but it'll be 4th and short and likely a Georgia punt.
Well, how awesome is it? You get to 3rd and long situations. This is what you want for Auburn's defense. Stuff the run on 1st and 2nd down. Make the quarterback, Stetson Bennett, beat you with his arms, and there's still a lot of question marks about the youth of these receivers for Georgia. What a great job to start this game for this defense.
A great play by Zion Puckett in man-to-man coverage, getting that tackle before the sticks.
Camarda comes on for the punt, averaging.
This is when you really go, how mad are they going to be at me? It's a nightmare going through that young man's head right now.
Demetrius Robertson will return here. Nice booming kick, spiraling in the air. Robertson fields it and calls for that fair catch just inside the 20-yard line. So Auburn with the early lead will take over, and Bo Nix looking for more points next.
Welcome back. The Tigers have a 3-point lead. Now it's time for our Hometown Connection presented by T-Mobile. And Demetrius Robertson started his career at Cal before spending 3 seasons at Georgia. With 1 final year left of eligibility, he entered the transfer portal in June. He told me he didn't want to go just anywhere. He was looking for the right fit fit for him as a player and as a new father. He found that alignment in Coach Harsin in Auburn. He joined the Tigers shortly after the start of fall camp, immediately made an impact. So here we have it. Robertson going up against his former team. He told me he's so excited to be going up against those players. He said, those are my boys, guys. He is also excited to go against his old coaches who had nothing but high praise for him.
Well, it's funny, Jenny. We were talking to Coach Bobo, and Bobo was actually picking his brain about the personnel, the secondary for Georgia, what their strengths, what their weaknesses, where can we expose this team that really has not been exposed on the back end at all.
We asked Bobo, have you asked Demetrius how he's feeling? He goes, honestly, no. He's so mature that I didn't even think it would faze him. Hunter comes into the backfield and takes the initial handoff. He is stopped a couple yards shy of that line of scrimmage. There's Jalen Carter, who has been an absolute monster on that defensive front for Georgia.
This is rare air for Georgia. They haven't been behind. This is unique. We'll see how they respond.
Quick snap. Nix with plenty of time. Now will scramble. Here's what he does so well. Just shy of the first down as he's out of bounds and will set up third and short.
Here comes another third and short. Did they go right to the line of scrimmage again?
And then right now you're seeing this defensive line not really wanting to get after Bo Nix. It's more of, can we contain them? I mean, this is a defense heading into the game. 18 sacks. But right now they've been preached all week long. Stay in your lane, stay disciplined. Don't let Bo Nix run around. So that's why you're seeing adequate time for him to get through his reads right now.
Auburn sticking with experience, by the way, in the backfield. Sean Shivers again, the senior who was very involved on that first drive. 17 plays to get the 3 points. Third and 2. Nix dropped again and intercepted. It was batted up and then taken away. Nakobe Dean comes over and gets great field possession for the Dogs.
Sean Shivers is obviously in the game because they think he's the best receiver from the backfield. He's got to make this catch. The ball is on the money. It gets away from him. And the speed of Nakobe Dean is on display again, Aaron.
It was an accurate pass, but it was a fastball. I mean, that ball has had some heat on it from Bo Nix. Just like with the ball to the tight end, with backs and tight ends a little bit more accurate. That's his first interception in a long time. He broke the record. Now he has to start over again and see if he can break it once again. But I thought a little bit too much heat on that one.
5th Auburn drop already in this game. And that's just the feel and pressure of that Georgia defense. Just the thought process, knowing they're going to be there every step of the way. Bennett will run.
We talked about Stetson Bennett's legs. Todd Monken knows he's got a little ace in the hole here when defenses gang up against these two really good running backs.
Well, you saw Auburn right there. They went to a single high, so they have enough guys in the box to stop the run, but that doesn't account for the quarterback. And I expect to see more and more of that in this ball game. Get to single high, put an extra defender in the box, but defensive ends have to be wary of Stetson pulling the football and running.
Cook stays in there as the running back. Bennett, play action, perfectly placed. First down yardage for A.D. Mitchell.
And that's someone I want to see have a big game. I was watching practice the other day. He stood out to me. Tall, strong-looking receiver. He's playing the X right now, so if he gets one-on-one matchups, they're going to go at him.
Quick tempo here. Handed off Cook. Scampers forward for a couple.
One thing we've seen in the Georgia offense in the last couple of years is the ability for the quarterback in the RPO world, run-pass option, to take what he thinks are gimmies. If they're going to play soft over there to that single receiver into the boundary, he has the green light to go ahead and make the throw.
Now, right now, they're bringing in the big boys on this play. This is what you want in the red zone right now. Justin Robinson on the outside. Washington, the big tight end, numbers here, has been banged up, getting back into the swing of things. See if they get them involved down here.
Zamir White is in. He had 2 touchdowns last week. Looking for more. Keeps the legs churning and all the way through the 5. Marcus Harris, the first one there for the Tigers.
This is where power ball becomes the advantage of the Georgia Bulldogs. The size of their offensive line is superior to the Auburn defensive line. It wasn't always there that way when Derek Brown was in the middle of that Tiger defensive front. But this group has to stunt a little to make up for the lack of size.
Well, they're going a little bit smaller now with 3 receivers on the field. They're going to spread you out. And don't forget Brock Bowers on the backside. He's a threat one-on-one.
Pressure comes off the edge. Bennett rolling, firing, incomplete. He was looking for A.D. Mitchell for the second time on the drive, and nice pressure and nice coverage by Chandler Wooten on the backside.
And man-to-man coverage, and great job by Bennett. Nothing's there. Throw it away, move on, get this thing tied up, most likely with a field goal. But tremendous job of sudden change for this defense. A turnover, short field, you come out there, give up a few plays here and there, but you buckle up inside the 10-yard line and force a field goal.
The junior, Jack Podlesny, comes on for a 22-yard attempt looking for the tie. And he splits the sticks. The interception sets up great field position for Georgia. They capitalize and knock things up. First quarter, tied at 3. Tomorrow, week 5 of the NFL on CBS features some key games, including a battle in Florida between the Dolphin and Tom Brady's Bucks. The Saints taking on the Washington football team, and an outstanding matchup in Los Angeles between the Browns and Chargers. As always, coverage begins at noon Eastern with the NFL Today. A great slate of NFL games tomorrow here on CBS. All tied at 3 at Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn. 2:55 left in the first. And let's go to New York. Adam Zucker has got an update for us in just a moment. We'll see what type of field position Auburn will have. Jarquez Hunter and Sean Shivers back to return this kick from Camarda. And once again, we got another touchback. I was so excited to hear Adam's voice, and we finally get to hear it. So, Adam, take it away.
Hey, Noah, it's great to hear your voice as well. And Oklahoma trailed the Red River Showdown 28-7 after the first quarter, tied at 48 in the final seconds, and this completes the largest comeback in rivalry history. Kennedy Brooks directly to the end zone. Most points in rivalry history as well. Sooners still perfect, guys.
I think that Neuheisel's wondering, BJ still alive back in studio? Is everything okay? Is he doing all right?
Who delivered mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to Brian Jones? Who lost the coin flip?
Knicks orchestrated a great opening drive, goes empty set to start from the 25. Run it up the middle. Knicks dives forward and just trying to make something work to get something going here.
Well, and Bo Nix needs to eliminate some of these questionable plays. Just throw the ball out of bounds. Don't give them an opportunity, and don't turn a bad play into a catastrophe. Fortunate on that one, and then a little bit of a fastball to his running back out of the backfield. A little bit of touch, lead him. You're going to be able to get the first down.
He comes off oftentimes as frantic. He just needs to calm down.
We'll hand it off for Bigsby.
I agree with you on that one, Coach. It's his feet.
Wait a minute, let me write
too
that
fast.
down.
Yeah, I know, it's rare. It's rare. His feet, the coaches have said his feet and the way he plays the game, his tempo is faster than the routes the receivers are running.
Exactly.
You got to slow it. I love what you said. Do some drops and socks.
I actually said take his cleats away.
Yep.
See if you can slow him down. If he gets his internal alarm clock in line with everybody else, he's a fantastic athlete at quarterback.
Rick Neuheisel, also Mr. Miyagi up here on the booth. Knicks rolling on third down. Evades the first. Here's what he does so well, and this time he will throw it away. Trying to pull another rabbit out of a hat. Trayvon Walker got to him, and Knicks a little bit slow to get up. Will head back toward his sideline.
That's a great job and call by Georgia. They went cover 2. Usually in these fourth down or third down in medium situations, you see a little bit more single high. We were able to get the flat and a 10-yard out over top. Nothing there, and this is the place he made last week versus LSU. That this is a different defense.
Yeah, and this is
different.
This is Mike Bobo trying to accommodate him by giving him full roll. I mean, it was a design roll. The problem is you don't get to use the full width of the field.
Oscar Chapman lets it loose. Kearis Jackson will field it and take it back. Couple missed tackles, and Jackson has space. Here it goes down the sideline. And Jackson across the 40-yard line and out of bounds. What a return.
Did his knee go down in the back?
There's a flag on the throw.
And that's what they just saw here at Jordan-Hare. Look right here.
Definitely down, yeah.
Smoke Monday with that face mask as well. So we'll see where they spot the football when it's all said and done.
You know, officials sometimes get a bad rap. This time they get a good rap because you're supposed to let that play conclude and come back and let the camera decide if the knee touched. So that was great officiating by these SEC officials.
They even heard that a lot this year.
I know. That's why I decided they needed a little attaboy.
Yeah.
Gene Steratore will be happy with me.
Once again, Jackson's knee touches here. Monday was dragging him from behind. By the way, Smoke Monday and Anders Carlson probably got the two loudest cheers from the fans pregame as they were announcing the starting lineups for Auburn. 126th meeting, Deep South's oldest rivalry, as Georgia looks to stay perfect. And we await the official word.
During the kick play, illegal formation on the offense. The penalty was enforced 5 yards into the run. First down.
Now they have to go look at the replay and see the knee down.
Yeah, they need to go back and see this, which I'm sure they will. It was pretty evident the knee was down. I mean, I don't know how much more.
Just when I was trying to give him some love.
Right there.
They'll get it right. This is what the camera crew, and that's why we got our great CBS guys.
Atta baby, Aaron. See, the maturation in you is outstanding.
I learned from the best.
It's calm.
We'll bring Gene in here, and just to reinforce what we believe we already know, Gene, it looked like Jackson was down before he made that initial run. So, sure, the penalty will still apply, but you have to spot it back here. Is that correct?
That's correct, Noah. Yeah, they'll go back to the 14-yard line where the runner is ruled down by contact. Then they'll enforce the 5-yard illegal formation on top of the end of that run, which will give Georgia the ball first and 10 at the 19-yard line, I believe.
Gene, just from a mechanic standpoint, shouldn't the replay official have signaled down that that was the case in terms of the knee being down before there was an announcement that was going to move the ball literally 30 yards away from where his knee went down?
Most definitely, Coach. Anytime replay initiates, you want them to finish all of that before the referee makes his formal announcement, so we're not into this this delay that we're experiencing right now. You want to gather all the information, and then once we make the announcement, we want to get back to playing football again.
By the way, Gene, we'll send you Neuheisel's address for whatever bribe you offered him to praise the officials. Whatever it is, we'll get you his address.
It'll be there, Noah, for sure. I'll take anything I can get from Coach, guys.
Gene, the dancing machine.
The best, the best. We are blessed to have him.
The best.
So as of right now, the initial call was Georgia ball right at the 50. And
after review, during the punt return, the runner was ruled down during his initial return. However, there was a foul for illegal formation on the kicking team. That penalty will be enforced in the previous spot. 5 yards, and we'll repeat fourth down.
Yeah, that's a smart play by Georgia.
They're going to have to re-kick it. Yep.
Yeah, they had the option to tack on the 5 yards, obviously with a great return, or make them re-kick it since it would be back inside their own 20-yard line. And see if Jackson can get a little bit flexible and just keep that knee up this time on the second go.
That was a lot of emotion spent for 5 yards.
Yeah, but SEC fans that can handle it.
That was a lot of emotions spent for 5 yards. A Saturday in the South.
So now 4th and 9 for Chapman. Averages about 44 yards per punt. Has gotten 6 of them inside the 20 on the season.
The sun has been a little bit of an issue for these returners coming this way.
This time a line drive, and Jackson's going to go retrieve it once again, let it bounce, and out of bounds right around the 30. So that's where Georgia will get started this time around. Wednesday at 10 Eastern, one of CONCACAF's most heated rivalries is renewed as El Salvador takes on Mexico in World Cup qualifier action. Watch on CBS Sports Network or stream it live on Paramount+. So for Georgia, they got points off the interception on their last drive, and Stetson Bennett has settled in. His first start last year was against Auburn back at home, and now doing it in front of 88,000. This is a completely different environment.
Completely different. Right now, 13 personnel for Georgia, 3 tight ends on the field.
Cook, the running back. Play action for Bennett. Lofts one. Over the head. His intended target was Cook coming out of the backfield, and Smoke Monday was there to blanket him.
Well, that's the problem with back shoulder fades. You have to let the quarterback stop you. Right there, Cook anticipating the back shoulder. He starts to slow down. And then his Stetson Bennett thinking he's going to blow right by Smoke Monday. You run until the quarterback stops you with the throw. I like that matchup, though. I like these tight ends and running backs against Smoke Monday.
So now a 2nd and 10. Kendall Milton, they'll fake it to him. On the run, complete. First down yardage, McConkey.
Sprint out, come back out. When your hips settle, you let go of the ball. McConkey makes a nice body catch. Just beautiful play.
Move the change, and Bennett is going to stay in the air. Going a deep ball. He's got separation. Perfect placement. Brock Bowers, the tight end, just making plays every week.
It's a great play call. They go fast. They fake the screen to the outside. Have a skinny post by number 1. Bowers comes on a wheel route right around there. Beautifully thrown ball. Great job holding him up as well.
Back under center. Another pass play. Bennett wisely throws it away.
Wise decision. They were trying to go a little bit play action, come out there, see if they get that comeback out to the field. Stetson Bennett right now is just managing this game beautifully, and he's saying, manage this. He says, I can throw the ball down the field. This has been a nice play drive for Todd Monken, and he obviously has great confidence in his quarterback.
Well, they had to open it up a little bit. I mean, right now, Auburn's saying, we believe you're going to run the ball on 1st and 2nd down, so they're stacking the box. I love the fact Monken coming out, throwing the ball early.
Fake it to White. Lofted on the sideline. Oh, what a grab. Did he haul it in? No, he dropped it. Darnell Washington, but a flag.
I mean, the big boy going up and just using those big paws, almost making one heck of a catch, but you give a kid that's 6'7" that opportunity. At the end of the day, it's going to be a catch, or as you see right now, it's going to be a PI.
Pass interference. Defense number 23.
I don't know what the defender is supposed to do against that big body.
And he throws an automatic first down.
By rule, both are entitled to get to the ball.
I
don't know what you do.
So McCreary is 6'1", 190. Washington is 6'7", 265, and as athletic as anybody on this team. First action in a while for Washington, who was highly touted out of high school, but has dealt with a number of injuries since arriving in Athens. They'll go back under center, and this time to the ground. Zamir White, no room. Could be the last play of this first quarter here at Jordan-Hare. We expected a back-and-forth affair between number 2 Georgia and number 18 Auburn. That is what we have gotten in front of 88,000 faithful. Auburn got the scoring started. A long 17-play drive ended in a field goal from Carlson. Georgia got an interception and a field goal themselves. And this SEC heavyweight bout is all knotted up at 3 at the end of 1 on CBS. All tied up at 3 after 1. Let's test your knowledge with today's Aflac trivia question. Dating back to 1892, Georgia and Auburn are playing for the 126th time today, tying UNC and Virginia for second most meetings between two schools. What is the most played matchup in FBS history? Care to venture a guess?
I think it's Wisconsin and Minnesota.
I know the answer, so I'm not going to say it.
All right.
I did my homework ahead of time.
I respect your integrity.
Yes.
And I think that's a good guess.
My mom and dad went to Wisconsin. On Wisconsin,
He's a ringer.
first song I learned.
Oh. 2nd and 11 to start this second quarter. Bennett escapes, makes one juke. Bennett still on his feet and gets popped just short. Smoke Monday came in like a bullet, and a flag is thrown.
Now here's the question.
I can't wait to see this because I am very been on the fence for the majority of these calls. Auburn got in trouble for one against Penn State, which I think most people out there would completely disagree with. We're going to get some replays on this one, but it's tough when the quarterback or runner starts to fall down. You have a target area.
Personal foul. Targeting with the crown of the helmet. Defense number 21.
Yeah.
play is under review.
The problem is he's launching and he's using the crown of his helmet. The runner is not a defenseless player because now he's a ball carrier and he hadn't transitioned to the ground. To me, it's the crown of the helmet and the launch.
Yeah, you saw the head go down.
But I know where we can get an answer.
Yep.
Where's that? Is that
Gene,
the dancing man?
the dancing machine.
Gene, what do you got for us here?
Coach,
Smoke Monday would be a really tough loss for this team.
It would be, Noah, and Coach hit the nail on the head. Stetson is a runner, so he's not defenseless. So the only target we can have is leading with the crown of the helmet and attacking with force with that crown. And as we watch the replay, we can see Smoke Monday's helmet in a position where he is initiating contact with the top of his helmet or the crown and attacking with that. And that is what the target is.
Targeting is confirmed. The penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down. By rule number 21, is disqualified.
And fellas, it should be noted that this is a rule to protect Smoke Monday. This is to protect him as much as the Stetson Bennett on this play. Because when you drop your head like that, you put yourself at risk.
I completely agree, and it's just unfortunate for defenders that Stetson's going down to happens. I'm still in the belief, though, that a football player should not be kicked out of a football game for the next 3 quarters. A game that means this much because of a play like that.
First and goal from the 1 yard line.
So no more Mondays. Zion Puckett is in the game for Auburn. They go under center I formation, handed off to the fullback who goes over the top, and it looks like got in. It's a touchdown for Georgia.
I think we got that lead back playing defensive line here. Oh, no.
Zamir White, 2 touchdowns last week, gets his 5th of the season.
A little fullback dive. They actually put Zamir White at fullback, hand in the dirt. And I love it. Quick snap, quick hitter, give it to the fullback. The running back lined up as fullback and go right downhill to be able to get the score for the Bulldogs.
The hidden fullback. The hidden fullback.
Brings Podlesny on for the extra point. Already hit from 22 earlier today after that interception set it up. Kobe Dean. Sneaks in there. 7-point Georgia lead.
That's a great job. A little bit through the air with Stetson Bennett. Jesus to finish it off. Bulldogs up 10-3.
Long drive extended by a penalty for Georgia, capped off by the short touchdown run by Zamir White to give them a 10-3 lead here in Auburn. And Queen Latifah returns in the new season of the hit drama The Equalizer. Premieres tomorrow on CBS. Electric atmosphere here at Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn. 88,000 on hand to watch the Deep South's oldest rivalry, with number 2 Georgia looking to stay perfect on the year. Jarquez Hunter is back deep, and he's going to take it out. Hunter has a lot of explosion availability, but doesn't get much here short of the 20. And let's go down to Jenny Dell.
Yeah, we got an injury for Georgia. Safety Christopher Smith is out for now with a right shoulder injury. You see him on the sideline with a brace on. Guys, remember, Smith was the player with the pick 6 against Clemson, so could be a big loss for Georgia.
74 yards against Clemson, at his 2nd interception against Vanderbilt. Appreciated, Jenny, and that is certainly a hit for the Bulldogs. But Aaron, we were talking about it before the game. This is a defensive unit that's basically too deep at every position.
Besides maybe the secondary, a little bit front 7, I would say yes. A little bit thin at the safety spot. We're seeing Dan Jackson come in right now, the one who blocked the punt last week.
Nick's out of the shotgun. Swinging. Bixby. Collision and just moves on forward for 7.
And I think this is a way to get Tank involved in this football game. Has been somewhat non-existent in the run game the past 2 weeks. Had a big game catching the ball last year versus the Dogs. Get him in space against these linebackers.
Get it right back to him, puts the head down, and will fall forward for right about a first down.
First down.
First drive for Auburn, 17 plays, and since then, Nix has just been trying to find that rhythm.
Well, we said it was the first time Georgia had been behind. They have answered the call, scoring the next 10 points. An important drive right here for Bo Nix in this Auburn offense.
Haven't heard Schenker a whole lot. Had a couple opportunities on that first drive. They'll stay on the ground with Bixby, and he dances around and then runs into a wall of Bulldogs.
Well, this is the issue when you want to run outside zone against the Bulldogs. The speed, the size. If you're going to want to run on them, I still believe it's got to be downhill inside zone. You see Nolan Smith being able to really lock up the outside. They're just too fast. You got to hit him right in the mouth.
Defensive coaches call it setting an edge, and Nolan Smith did it beautifully there.
Jarquez Hunter has been relatively quiet so far. Let's see if they can get him involved. They sent him in motion. Now they will swing it out to Hunter, the freshman. Makes one-man miss, cuts upfield, and gains a couple of yards back. Gets maybe 3 on the play. Nakobe Dean comes in to stop the freshman.
You know, this is where I want to see someone step up for Auburn at the receiving position. Kobe Hudson, number 5, guy that they like to work over the middle of the field against a too-high safety. He should be able to make some plays.
3rd down and 8. Nix under pressure, escapes. Nix short of the first down.
Decision down right here. Here's your 4th and 1.
Don't Lane Kiffin it. You're in your own territory right now. I think you got to punt it. Your defense has played fine to start this game. The last thing you want to do is give them a quick field position change, and I agree with this one. Punt the ball away.
They defer to your wisdom, Aaron. They defer.
That's why you watch other games. You learn from other coaches. You learn from their mistakes. Put the popcorn away for a little bit. Punt the football.
Kearis Jackson thought he had a big return last time.
This is a fake?
I wouldn't be surprised if this was a fake.
It is not. Chapman will send it deep. Harris called for the fair catch and makes it at the 22. 3 minutes into the second quarter, Georgia up a touchdown, looking for more when we come back. SEC on CBS. Georgia up 10-3 with the football here just a couple minutes into the second quarter, and we had some loss for the Auburn defense just a few moments ago. Smoke Monday was ejected from this game with a targeting call on the field as he lowered the crown of his helmet. Let's look back. Targeting for the Auburn Tigers, Zacoby McClain ejected against Penn State. And this was really somewhat of a controversial call, and he was really frustrated.
Well, what he said is, what do you want me to do? Let him score a touchdown? What? Defenders nowadays, I feel bad for them. This one, it makes a little bit more sense, but still I go back to the thought process of, do those hits deserve to be kicked out of the ball game? If you want to give them the penalty, yes, but I don't think they need to be sitting on the bench right now.
A lot of national conversation on that topic. Maybe borrowing from the NBA, flagrant 1, flagrant 2.
So Donovan Kaufman coming in, transfer from Vandy, has started 3 games this year, so he is experienced. First play of this drive goes to Kendall Milton on the run, who just slivers for a couple of yards, and Kaufman comes in to make the stop. So, look, guys, Smoke Monday, one of the on-field energetic leaders of this Auburn defense, and already without one of their captains in Owen Papo, who is pretty much the heart and soul along with Chandler Wooten. So who else has to step up for Auburn defensively here as an emotional leader and certainly making plays on the field?
No, this front 7 has to, especially Chandler Wooten, has to continue to make plays to slow down this running game, pretty much eliminated through the first half.
Bennett back to the air. Nice one. Look out for the big target, Darnell Washington, who is really difficult to bring down. Gets all the way to midfield on the catch and run.
This is a Battlestar Galactica athlete. I mean, he is enormous, and he's a graceful athlete. He was lost for the early portion of the season because of foot surgery, broke a foot, so he's playing himself back into shape. But you can imagine how Todd Monken loves having him back.
Loves it, but I think that was the first example of what losing Smoke Monday meant. You saw right there, Kaufman was covering him one-on-one. That would have been Smoke Monday's guy in that situation.
Gain of 25. Play action and plenty of time. Bennett airs it out. Plenty of separation as well, and it's complete. Lad McConkey down the field sets up 1st and goal.
Little stutter in goal on the outside. It should have been a touchdown set, and this is the knock on him. Can he throw the ball down the field as far as JT? No, but listen, he gave this guy an opportunity. Big play, but beautiful route by McConkey.
Gain of 46 after a gain of 25. They hand it off White, who already has 1 touchdown. Keeps the legs churning for a couple here.
It's a beautiful job. Look at this.
We've seen these double moves. We saw him hit that pass earlier in the game. It was set up. They have it exactly the same way. They take full advantage.
And great job using his eyes. So many times receivers just want to stutter. Don't do enough at the top of the route to sell it. Beautiful job bringing the eyes back to the sideline. DB jumps. Easy big play, explosive play for this offense.
In the red zone, Auburn's defense has been very solid. 3 tight ends, though, here for Georgia. Big play earlier on the drive, went to Washington. Bennett keeps. Bennett stopped short. Kaufman comes in, and Knighton was there as well.
Looked like some confusion on this play. Didn't look like this was the way they practiced it. And when you're caught with the ball, you're not supposed to have it. You get it north and south and try to save the day.
Well, we've seen Bowers with a couple reverses and a touchdown on the reverse. I think the goal was to run the ball there to the left with James Cook and then fake the reverse to Bowers. Cook went right, quarterback went left, and, you know, at that situation, Stetson did the right thing. Get down. Get back to the line of scrimmage.
Huge down for this Auburn defense.
A.D. Mitchell on the outside. Milton, the running back. They will throw it. Fires. Hauled in. A.D. Mitchell. Touchdown, Georgia.
Just a beautiful angle route. He starts in on a hard charging slant, puts his foot in the ground and returns. And just it's too much for Roger McCreary to hang on for that long.
They really love number 5, A.D. Mitchell. Promising future. Beautiful route. Sells it to the inside. Chris Cutt coming back. And that was a great job. Stetson Bennett, I said, running the ball has been a little bit difficult. Can Stetson Bennett win a game? Is he a game manager or not? He's managing it pretty well right now, Coach.
Yeah, he's managing it beautifully.
Podlesny puts in the extra point. A couple of big plays on this last drive.
Big plays from the mailman, one-on-one. Great route by McConkey. Get on top. Accurate throw. Then A.D. Mitchell, one-on-one in the red zone. Georgia up big right now.
Six plays, 78-yard drive in just under 3 minutes, and Georgia has a 2-touchdown lead. Thursday, have you heard about the new comedy Ghosts? Critics call it frightfully funny, hilariously spooky, thoroughly charming, and falls funniest. So, prepare to be scared funny with a new episode of Ghosts. Thursday at 9/8 Central here on CBS. Go back to our Aflac trivia question here after the kickoff from Georgia. Auburn looking to get points back on the board, and with 9:10 left in the second quarter, they've got time, but remember, Georgia's getting that second half kickoff as they won the toss and elected to defer and let that defense do their work early. Second thing to keep in mind is Georgia, by the way, all season, second, third quarter, no points.
Can't do much better than that, can you?
It's almost perfect. All right, let's go to that Aflac trivia question. Rick, I feel like you were confident. You felt ready to go. You felt like you had it right at the top of your mind, on the tip of your tongue. Dating back to 1892, Georgia and Auburn playing for the 126th time. UNC Virginia, second, tied with those two. Minnesota, Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin, on Wisconsin.
It's a beautiful singing voice.
Dick and Jane right now are at home going, he remembers.
I love it.
It is true. My parents' names are Dick and Jane.
Which is even better.
I know. I was this close to being named Spot.
Would have been legendary. I mean, you're legendary. Hunter with a nice run on first down. Stumbles forward for 9.
Well, this is what they got to do. Get the big boy back in there. 10 yards per carry heading into this ball game as Hunter get downhill, get to these third and manageable situations. And let's see if we can get Bo Nix back into this game. Get into some rhythm, easy throws.
SEC Offensive Player of the Week going back to the aerial attack. Couple of fakes, couple of flags, and he's dumped in the backfield.
This is a perfect example of what plagues Bo Nix. They have a double move called to the top of the field. Wait for the officials' comments here. But they had a double move to the top of the field, and he was off of it before it materialized, and it would have been a touchdown. Now we'll wait and see what the flag is.
Well, it looks like holding on the inside. You saw big Jordan Davis running through that offensive line. But the reason he got off it, his feet were too fast.
Holding offense number 52. That penalty is declined. Third down.
Right there, Bo Nix, double moves take time. You got to be patient. And right now, his feet are telling him to get off of it because they're too fast. You got to slow it down, especially double moves. 1, 2, 3, big pause, hitch, pump, second hitch, and let it rip. He's just getting through the reads too fast.
Loss of 9, sack from Zion Lowe will bring up 3rd down and 10. Shivers, who tipped up the pass in the first quarter for the interception, in the backfield with Nix. Will take the shotgun snap and look to throw again. Rolls out and throws it at the feet of Shivers, incomplete. Trayvon Walker there to apply some pressure.
That's a great job by Walker on the inside. Actually playing the 3 technique. You get a little nose tackle and tackle twist on the inside. Able to flush Bo Nix, but listen, at 3rd and 10, not a lot of confidence in these receivers right now. You can't get into that situation.
John Samuel Shanker was open, but he was short of the first down, and that may have been why Bo chose not to throw it to him.
3rd punt of the day for Oscar Chapman, Australian. Another excellent Australian punter, and Yaris Jackson will let it bounce out of bounds, giving Georgia some decent field position to start this drive just inside the 25-yard line. So Georgia looking for more, already up by 2 scores.
Adam Zucker in New York. Coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, BJ, Kevin, and I get you caught up on all of today's action, including the meeting of top 5s. Penn State and Iowa. Sean Clifford doing his best. Stetson Bennett, 14-3 Penn State on the road. James Franklin, 0-8 on the road all time against top 10 teams. Back to Noah, Aaron, and Rick.
All right, 17-3, Georgia getting the ball back. Auburn had 17 plays on their first possession, just 13 since, but they had their opportunity on that last drive.
It's a one-on-one with a double move on the top, little stutter and go, and I want you to watch when Bo Nix gets off his receiver. Just does not give it time. Pumps. Right now, DB's stuck. He's facing you. Hips are down. Receiver's going to blow right by, and he's off of it. He doesn't allow the play to mature because his feet are just a little bit too quick. They're ahead of the receivers at the moment. Just have to slow him down a hair. That's an opportunity for a big play down the field for this quarterback.
Quarterbacks have to have what we call an internal alarm clock. If it's not on time, you can't be good.
Auburn led this game 3-0. Georgia has scored 17 unanswered, and in this quarter alone, Georgia now with 89 yards. Auburn for the game, 92 total yards of offense.
That's a rare unforced error by Stetson Bennett. He has been outstanding thus far today. Over 13 yards an attempt going into that particular play. Just got to play catch.
That's for right now for this Auburn defense. I think this is a huge possession to get off the field. See if you can get a 3rd down. Get your offense some good field position. Got to put some more points on the board before halftime.
Bennett hands it off. Cook. Not a lot of room there.
An interesting down right here for Derek Mason, the defensive coordinator for Auburn. Is he going? We got an injured player here.
Jamari Salyer, who was one of the leaders.
Their left tackle, yeah. When we talked to Todd Monken, he said that was one of the guys that has the loudest voice in that locker room.
We'll get an update on Salyer when we come back. Good news is that senior Jamari Salyer walked off on his own power. Here was the injury.
A lot of big bodies there, but it does look like Broderick Jones will be replacing him at the left tackle position.
The head coach's nightmare every time bodies go down. Yep. Just want everybody to get back up.
And we're seeing right now, they did a lot of drop 8 versus LSU in these situations last week.
3rd and 8. Quick throw to the outside, and Jackson is stopped immediately there. That Auburn secondary was all in the area to make sure Jackson couldn't get any yards after the catch.
And that's a great job by Simpson, making sure he doesn't get blocked to the inside. Keep your leverage. Poor blocking on the outside by Georgia. Like I said, that was a huge stop to be able to get your offense, hopefully good field position, get them on the field, and get some confidence back too, because Georgia offensively was moving the ball there in the second quarter.
Going back to that concept of keeping the edge. He kept his outside arm free, forced it back to his help. Brilliant play by the youngster.
The Georgia transfer, Demetrius Robertson, is back to receive this punt from Jake Camarda. Nearly blocked. It's a high and short punt that will go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. So some great field position for Auburn to start this drive. Keep our eye on the SEC here. 3 undefeated teams remaining after Kentucky beat Florida last week. They are one of those 3 with Georgia and Alabama, the top 2 teams in the country this season. Ole Miss gets past Arkansas 52-51. A failed 2-point conversion by Arkansas. No time remaining would give that game.
The get off the mat bowl was everything everybody wanted to see. That's an offensive explosion, 52-51, and give Sam Pittman some credit for trying to win the game in regulation.
Second of our doubleheader, Alabama, Texas A&M right here on CBS. We'll see if Bryce Young and company can keep the momentum rolling for the Tide. Handoff on first down. Jarquez Hunter runs into a wall. Quay Walker was the first one there for the Bulldogs defense.
And I think right now, too, we need to find a way to get Shanker involved in this game. He had an opportunity early on, missed an end zone little touchdown on a wheel route, but he's been non-existent, and they were going to love his matchup against these linebackers and safeties in this ball game. He's number 3 right now in the formation, lined up against a linebacker.
Send Shanker in motion to the outside. 2nd and 8 for Nix. And it's Hunter again. There is just nowhere to run against this Georgia defense. They cover up every potential spot.
They are the dance team dogs. They are so tied together. They work so well laterally, keeping their shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, knowing where their help is, and then they squeeze it and make unbelievable play after play. Really fun to watch this defense run.
So after that efficient first drive from Auburn, another 3rd and long here in their own territory. Dan Lanning and his unit have been fierce once again. Nix fires. Incomplete. Shedrick Jackson was there. It was on the money from Bo, and it's 4th down.
And just a beautifully timed throw from Bo Nix. One-on-one. You see the safety rotating to the middle of the field. And it's an easy completion. You have a scholarship to the University of Auburn for a reason. You have to make that football play, and we've seen it over and over. We've seen it in this game. Drop passes. And to me, this goes hand in hand with Bo Nix getting off reads. There just is not a lot of trust right now between him and his receivers because of drop passes, because of long routes run so far this season.
Another nice punt by Chapman, and Jackson retreats to get it. And this drive will start inside the 15. Stetson Bennett is really feeling himself today.
And he's done a great job. The mailman has been delivering down the football field. Great job holding his tight end up. Double move, one-on-one with McConkey. Big play down the field. And then A.D. Mitchell, one-on-one as well on a slant return. Very efficient. And for a game manager against this defense on the road, to be 8-12, 135, and 18 yards rushing, that's pretty darn good, Coach. To me, that doesn't scream game manager. That screams a guy that has confidence from his coaching staff.
This was the exact formula when Jake Fromm was doing so well as Georgia's quarterback. This was keep the throw numbers down, take your opportunities. The run game complements it. It's been brilliant thus far.
This time they will go to the ground. Keeping the legs churning Zamir White. He is a power runner, leading this team in yards and touchdowns. Had the one earlier today as well, and gains a chunk on first down.
Well, the one difference, though, is that Nick Chubb and Sony Michel were the running backs in, and they were getting some big chunk plays through the run game. And, you know, Georgia last week, obviously watching the Arkansas game, did a great job with all 4 guys. But right now, it's been Stetson Bennett running the football, leading in with rushing yards right now, and then throwing it as well.
And this crowd has really been taken out of it for the most part. Hit as he throws and delivers a dart. Brock Bowers, the tight end, just found himself some space, and Bennett finds his security blanket.
If he's not the freshman of the year thus far in the SEC, I don't know who is. He has been outstanding and absolutely exactly what they needed, given Darnell Washington's injury early. This has just been a beautiful wide receiver, kind of skilled big guy from Napa, California. The SEC going out to California and getting guys again.
I know Kirby loves going to Napa. I do too. And that was a great RPO read by Stetson on the inside slant from his big tight end.
He doesn't want to go to Napa for a recruiting trip. Play action, Bennett. Finally forced out of the pocket. And gets a couple yards before having to step out of bounds.
And this is the big difference between Stetson Bennett and JT Daniels. The ability when nothing's there. It's a two-man route, max protection. Auburn drops back in coverage. There's no one there. JT at quarterback, and I'm not trying to create some issues right now. They would have been a no-yard gain. Stetson's ability to run the football when things break down and to get you positive yards is something that they love when he's back there.
Let's see if the crowd can get back involved as they were in that first drive. Milton. Nice tackle coming over.
I feel like this is a big down here, fellas. It's 3rd down and 3. Got a chance to get Georgia off. Give your offense one more chance here in the first half. We're down to close to 3 minutes left. To leave Georgia out here and give them a chance to put another score on this board could be a knockout punch. Big down here for the home team.
And like Noah said earlier, Georgia will get the ball to start the second half. So they're looking to double up right now. Auburn's got to get big. Tight ends, tight ends, tight ends. And look at Cook as well, lined up a receiver. Got to keep an eye on him in motion.
They send Cook out wide now. Bennett on 3rd and 2 being chased. He is sacked. Big play. Echo Leota. And Auburn gets the stop.
What an outstanding play by the Auburn defense.
Great job just staying home, not taking the bait on the outside. And just hawking him down. We talk about the importance of this play. Auburn stepping up defensively.
Loss of 11. Feels like there's been a battery plugged back into this place. The energy is 100% back. 88,000 fans here at Jordan-Hare Stadium as Georgia will punt it after an Auburn timeout. Loss of 11 on the sack from Leota.
Monster play by the Auburn defense.
Robertson is back deep, and we've got movement first.
Did somebody draw him off?
False start on the offense at the 17. 5-yard penalty. Everybody 4th down.
Crowd is making a difference down the stretch in this second quarter. We were waiting for that 12th man, so to speak, to really make its presence felt. And it feels like in the biggest moment where this game could shift in either direction, they have come and provided that spark. Robertson will receive. Camarda sends it to him. Robertson lets it bounce, then retrieves it and is spun down immediately. Jalen Johnson on the tackle. It'll be 1st and 10 now for Auburn. Coming up, Adam, BJ, and Kevin Carter will have first half analysis and highlights from around the country on the Geico halftime report. Busy day around college football. Crazy day once again. What else would you expect in October around the college football world? But Bo Nix, who has struggled after a really surgical opening drive, could use some more points before the half.
Well, a good thing for this offense and this football team, they have been used to coming from behind the past 2 weeks.
Brian Harsin mentioned the 35-yard line as that field goal target line for Anders Carlson. It'll be a pass play to start, and Nix will throw it away. Trayvon Walker again with pressure.
I'll tell you what, it is a different feel right now, this Georgia front seven, compared to what we saw from LSU last week. And that was the belief. Could they contain him? Can they keep him from doing the miraculous play that we saw versus the other Tigers in the ball game? And right now they're containing him. They're slowing down his running ability. And obviously we know these receivers on the backside for these guys is not getting open downfield.
It's too early to abandon the run. 2:25 left. You can't be one-dimensional here.
Nix just hit Shivers.
This is your point again, Aaron. He's just throwing the ball too hard. I mean, you're throwing to a running back who's got traffic around him. You need to give him something he can catch rather than trying to, knock him down like you're playing dodgeball.
Well, he also had Demetrius Robinson coming on a dig route across the middle, and that's an opportunity to let your receiver against cover two. That's the route. Don't rush it. Let him clear the linebacker and throw it into the open hole that's coming.
Just as that last third down was monster, this one is too. They need to stay on the field if possible.
Third down and 10 for Nix. Lofts one. He's got his man. Shanker again. Make it a big-time gain and a fresh set.
Oh, it's two-man, one-on-one with Quay Walker. And you've got to trust your tight end in this situation. He's the go-to guy. And a lot of people in this stadium just, little breather.
It was an absolutely huge play. Absolutely huge play.
Longest play of the game. As Georgia calls the timeout, we'll be back in 30 seconds from Jordan-Hare. 21-yard pitch and catch from Nix to Shanker. Longest play of the game for Auburn on the offensive end. Previous was 12. And we'll see if they can use some momentum here.
Up until that play, they were averaging 6 yards a catch.
So 1st and 10, knocking on the doorstep of Bulldog territory. Nix feeling it. And a dart. This time it's Hudson.
And that's a beautifully thrown ball on time, in rhythm to Hudson. And you saw on the back end, defender draped all over Hudson. It's good to see him making some catches this game, some confident catches.
Again, I remind Auburn, too late to abandon the run game.
Nix in rhythm. Hudson again.
Got some rhythm to his game right now, Aaron.
Well, they're quick
his
throws.
Feet are set. He's putting it on the money.
Well, these past two throws were no hitches. It was 1, 2, 3. Let the ball go. There's no indecision then of one hitch, two hitch, and then let me get out of the pocket.
This time I'll hand it off. There is that run game, but Shivers dumped immediately. Adam Anderson, who is Mr. Do-It-All, a likely first-rounder on the stop.
Plenty of time. Minute 37, counting down.
I do want a touchdown, though. When you look at the way this game's going right now,
Auburn has two timeouts.
Get this a one-score game.
Nix. Loss. Incomplete. He was looking for Robertson over the top, and Ringo was there and didn't give him any space.
Well, these DBs for Georgia are stepping up right now on the outside. This was an area of concern. They've done a lot of too high safeties to start the season, really protecting the outside, in which they should be able to. With that front seven, you are allotted the ability to play some more too high.
You and I both agree, if you're going to beat the number 2 team in the country, you got to make that catch.
Of course, you have to. You get your hands on the ball, you have to make the catch.
4 wide receiver set for Nix on 39. To get away from the pressure, he does. Nix moving. Oh, he found a man wide open. Demetrius Robertson. What a play.
He's going Manziel again. He's going Manziel. This was Houdini-act right here, getting away from this pressure.
We're making 2 guys run into each other. And this is the moment versus LSU when the table started to turn. He made some incredible play. It was a touchdown. And then now, once again, making another play, making guys miss, extending it.
Nix looking into nearly intercepted. Ringo is right there. He put it into his chest.
As soon as we say what a wonderful play, then he comes back and inexplicably throws it in a place where you just cannot throw it.
And did you see Demetrius Robinson pointing in the air? Give me a one-on-one opportunity. Throw it up, and let me go try to moss this dude on the outside.
No need for Brian Harsin to be in a hurry here. Minute 4, you do not want to give the ball back to Georgia with time for them to come down and score. You've got 2 timeouts. The running game and the quarterback run game got to be featured here.
Jarquez Hunter is in. Nix on 2nd and goal. Fakes the handoff. Shuffles around. Nix still on his feet. Has to get rid of it. Out of bounds.
That was a design run play. That was a zone read. Receivers were blocking it. Just a bad read by Bo Nix. The defensive end did not bite. And he was just feeling himself. There's just moments where you're like, you predetermine in your head, I'm going to pull this football.
For those of you on some sort of weight loss program, you can go on the Bo Nix workout plan and just run the many steps as he runs in any football game, and you will kill, I don't know how many calories, but you'll like the way you look.
I'd love to see his Fitbit tracker. What's that looking like after a game?
It's like the whoop. I want to see the heart rate, too.
Sure.
What they do with the PGA now.
The heart rate of the Auburn fans when he does it has got to be off the charts as well.
Timeout called by Auburn as they look to put the first points on the board in the second quarter against this Georgia defense. Back in 30 seconds. Auburn knocking on the door here, called a timeout after Nix evades a sack, runs 30 yards backwards, and throws it out of bounds.
It was funny talking with Coach Bobo this week on the call. And Coach Harsin asked him, hey, what are your top 5 pass plays heading into this game? He said the scramble drill. That's it. Not a play, just scramble drill. Let Bo run around and see if he can find someone wide open. Done it a couple times. Did want a big one to get him here inside the 10-yard line. See if there's some magic in those legs and arm right here on the crucial third down.
We'll know a little bit about Harsin's appetite for a fourth down based on this play call.
Shivers the running back. Schenker is in there, the tight end. Nix to Shivers, and he dropped another one. Nakobe Dean was right in his grill.
And this has to be caught. It's still a little bit of a heater, but got to catch the football, see if he can make Nakobe miss in the open field and get this to a fourth. And
count on that.
let's see if we want to go for it situation. But at the end of the day, you still get some points. Feeling a little bit better heading into halftime. And Bo Nix made some plays too, which was a good sign.
A couple of big third down conversions.
Carlson hit from 24 on the first drive. Will look to do so again here. Movement up front, and now this could lend itself to a different decision.
Decision time.
I think you go for it at this pitch.
4th and 2. You're playing the number 2 team, and it looks as if they're all gathering, and they're going to head back out there for some more work.
Well, there's a reason why you went on the hard count there.
Offside. Defense unabated to the kicker, number 11. Half position for the goal. Remains 4th down.
Harsin knew heading into that if they jump, I'm going on a hard count. I want to see if I can steal 5 and then go for it from there.
Now remember, it's only half the distance to the goal. So it goes from the 7 to the 3.5. It's not all the way down to the 2. So this is really a decision for Brian as he makes up his mind here. 76% winning.
I like it.
Associated Press.
Winning percentage. Arkansas State and Boise. Now he's in the SEC.
Where do you go here?
I mean, Schenker has to be your guy right now.
Quarterback is going to be featured. He's going to have a run-pass option.
Georgia calls the timeout. 51 seconds left. It's a crucial 4th and goal as this first half is winding down, and Georgia has not allowed a single point in the second or third quarter all season long. It's also been a long time since they've allowed a touchdown, and Auburn will look to put an end to that streak here in a crucial moment because Georgia's going to get that second half kick. This was the last time they gave up a touchdown, and this was in quote-unquote garbage time in the fourth quarter.
It's been, according to Coach Neuheisel, a minute
or several.
It's been a minute or several since Georgia's given up a touchdown. 160 versus South Carolina. I mean, that to me, it's just, this is a, I know you want to say, oh, they haven't played an elite offense yet, yada, yada, yada. This is, you watch the tape, this is one of the best, if not best, defenses in the country. And right now, Bo Nix has an opportunity to put his foot on them and make this a 17-10 score right now.
Big bodies in the game. Tank Bigsby. Couple of tight ends, including Schenker and Tyler Fromm. Nix will throw. Nix looking end zone. Complete. Xavion Capers, the intended target.
It's a great job in the back end. I think it was Brady, the defensive back there. That's just a great job.
I want to see this. To me, there's a little bit of grabbing on the back. It's tough on the back end line. Lots of holding. I think they missed one. Georgia got away with a penalty. it's bang, bang, but I think he was a little early, and there was some grabbing before he got to the top of the route as well. But that minute extends for the Georgia Bulldogs.
You create that bunch formation so that you can create picks. And obviously, to fight through the pick, Brini grabbed a little cloth, but no harm, no foul, say the officials.
And Georgia,
you were just on the side of the officials today. I love it.
It's a tough job. Yeah.
It is a hard job. There's only like 20 of them out there.
Bennett will have to take one more knee to get this to the
Actually,
half.
there are more like 86,000 of them out there who saw it cut completely different.
And then they're voicing it at the moment right now as well as they continue to show the replay here in the stadium. I think we both agree, though, you had to go for the touchdown.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. You got yourself in a position to get yourself a touchdown, get this thing back manageable, one-score game. You had to try.
Bennett kneels it down. And that's the end of the first half. Georgia 17, Auburn 3, as the Bulldogs defense gets another big-time stop at the goal line. For Jenny's halftime interview with Coach Kirby Smart, go to Twitter at SEC on CBS. We now send you to Adam Zucker in our New York studio for the Geico halftime report.
All right, Noah, thank you. Dogs up 17-3. And coming up here on the Geico Halftime Report, a frantic finish in Oxford and a Red River thriller. We'll get you all caught up after this word from your local station.
Back at Jordan-Hare, where Georgia will receive the second half kickoff with a 17-3 lead in front of about 88,000 excited and hopeful fans in the Deep South's oldest rivalry. Looking at the first half stats, that third down conversion. Auburn got it going a little bit on that last drive after a 17-play opening drive resulted in the initial and only 3 points of the game, and Auburn had that opportunity to try to get into the end zone, put the first points on the board versus that Georgia defense in the second quarter. Any game this season, there's a reason that they're number 2 in the country and 5-0, and they have proven every bit of it on the defensive end once again today. So Carlson will kick it deep. Kearis Jackson, who had one of his long punt returns called back earlier in that first half, will return, and we'll see if Auburn can make the comeback in the second half. Jackson will take it out to start the second. Jackson will see him, and he is absolutely leveled as he crosses the 30-yard line by Wesley Steiner. So, second half officially underway, and we get you back here at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Welcome back, Noah Eagle. Coach, we've got our QB, Aaron Murray, as well. And Coach, let's start with you. First half thoughts.
Well, Auburn got off to a fantastic start. Looked like they were on all cylinders, but since that time, they've averaged just a little over 2 yards a carry. And Bo Nix, unfortunately, is less than 50%. It's not all on Bo Nix, though. He's having some receivers drop some balls on him, Eric.
I'm loving the way Stetson Bennett is playing this football game. Been labeled a game manager. He is not managing. He is dominating right now in the first half.
Hands it off to Zamir White, who had the early touchdown for Georgia. Puts the head down and gains a couple to start the second half. That run game for both teams was going to be an X factor, and Georgia has not abandoned it. At times it feels like Auburn has.
Well, I think both teams want to get going running the football. It didn't happen in the first half, but this is third, fourth quarter when you start to see the effects. Can we wear down these defenses? But both defenses wanted to put the ball in the quarterback's hands. It's just right now Stetson Bennett played better in the first half.
Stick with a hot hand. White makes a cut and keeps the leg going for a first down. Chandler Wooten, the first man there. Let's go down to Jenny Dow.
Well, guys, Kirby Smart said something interesting to me. He said, I think both teams look tired and winded. So I asked Coach Harsin about that, and he said, I mean, at this point in the season, we're all exhausted. He said, but they are way more physical than we are, and that needs to change. When I asked about Nix and his play, he said he's doing okay, but guys around him just need to make plays. Exactly what you said, Coach Neuheisel.
Maybe switching hats, and remember, guys, when we talked to Kirby Smart yesterday, he said that was his main concern, was having his guys have to play potentially 4 quarters. Most of their games this year, they've had comfortable leads going into the fourth. Their main starters haven't necessarily been out there for the full 60 minutes, and he expected a dogfight today.
How do you handle that, Coach? You want to get up and get your backup some reps, but you also need your starters to be able to be conditioned to play 4 quarters. How do you handle that balance early on this season?
Well, playing time is earned, right? You have to earn the chance to get in there, but ultimately you have to have fresh bodies as well, so that's a balance.
Two running backs it. Cook in motion. They do pitch it to him, and he tries to bounce it to the outside. Can't get the yardage.
Roger McCreary right there, keeping his outside arm free, setting the edge of the defense. It gives Auburn a chance to stop him here on 3rd and short. You know, in talking to Todd Monken, we thought we'd see a little bit more of James White used in some different ways. So far, he's kind of been a decoy. James Cook, I should say.
There was a big 3rd down sack on Georgia's last full offensive possession from Leota. Let's see if Auburn can get another stop here. They cannot. Kendall Milton finds some space and a fresh set of downs. Knighton finally trips him up.
And a great job by Bowers and Fitzpatrick on the outside. You bring the tight ends in. Guys that are a little bit more used in the passing game. Set the edge themselves, blocking. Allowing Milton to get on the outside to get the first down. And right now you see the game plan heading into the second half for Todd Monken. We want to run the football. We want to go down their throat. Love his mentality right now.
How about this offensive line as well? Salyer still out, got hurt in the first half, but Broderick Jones is coming on the left tackle, 59, and has done an excellent job. Zamir White, big gain, 11.
You can feel the momentum switching to the Georgia run game. Todd Monken knows he's got him on the ropes right now. Look for him to continue to try to be physical, come right at him. This can be a will-breaking drive.
Well, this is what they did versus Arkansas last week. They broke their will in the second half.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's just, I mean, churning. I mean, look at the leg drive of everybody up front. It's just outstanding, just pushing the pile. And those yards are starting to lean on this Auburn front.
Well, they have healthy, fresh backs. I mean, that's the key of the game. One of the keys for success for Georgia's offense was continuing to move these guys in and out. We saw Zeus. We saw James Cook in a variety of ways. Kendall Milton getting the big first down a few plays ago. These guys get limited reps, so when they get in there, they take advantage of every opportunity.
4 receiver set just to put it right back into the gut of the back. It's James Cook. Marquise Burks.
A big down here for Derek Mason, the defensive coordinator for Auburn. Does he roll the dice? Does he create some pressure here, trying to get this drive stopped? Hold them to a field goal attempt here.
Yeah, we haven't seen much going to that, Coach. We haven't seen much pressure on Stetson in this ball game. Offensive line's done a good job. They've gotten the ball out quickly in these situations on flare routes.
Third and 5 for Bennett. Steps up, overthrows Kearis Jackson in open space. 4th down.
That's a great job by Leota, who had the big sack early on in the second quarter. He drops in the zone. Stetson doesn't see him. They end up rushing 3, dropping 8 in coverage. And he's that guy you don't account for. You think he's a defensive end rushing. You may not see him drop into coverage. Last second, oh no, just sails it. Great play call. Like I said, we saw a lot of that versus LSU last week. Dropping 8, playing a little bit of Tampa too.
But Lesney made from 23. This one from 43 is on the way. Hits the upright. No good.
The Auburn fans come to life.
It's a game of momentum and runs, and Auburn with a huge stop to start the second half. We'll get the football back next. Get nonstop sports news, expert picks, and the biggest highlights on CBS Sports HQ, the free 24/7 Sports News Network. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today, and you can join Jenny with the team after our game here today. 17-3 as Auburn takes over from their own 26-yard line. Offense has been somewhat stagnant for the most part. Demetrius Robertson makes the grab but loses yardage. Latavius Brini, another big tackle.
And we keep talking about keeping your leverage as a blocker and as a defender. You're not letting them get to the outside. It is a battle over and over again. And look at this, opponents this season, points per game, only 3 given up. I mean, this defense, it's tough for a reason. You see it over and over again, the speed, the ability to cover sideline to sideline. That's why you said a lot in the first half, Coach. Don't abandon the run.
Another pass from Nix. This time will be a gained play. Demetrius Robertson just falls on that football, but makes it 3rd down and manageable here.
Auburn trying to find some rhythm. They do not want to abandon the run. That would be a tough road to hoe if trying to do that against this kind of speed that Georgia presents defensively. Try to keep some balance, but a big 3rd down. You got to stay on the field if you're going to try to stay balanced.
Only 2 defensive linemen initially for Georgia here. 3rd and 6 for Nix. Fires. He's got it.
And that's the second time they've connected on that route. I was a little bit nervous because the defense had the leverage, but better route by Kobe Hudson, and that's his throw. It's 2 for 2, perfectly thrown. You throw it towards the sideline where it's a catch or an incompletion. Another big conversion for this offense. Not a lot of them in the first half.
And Aaron, at this point, what's Mike Bobo saying to Bo Nix? What would his message be to his quarterback of, let's get back into this one and maybe do some more of that power football with Jarquez Hunter?
Well, that's what Bobo wants to do. I mean, it's a mixture of what Harsin did at Boise State, his history, and what Bobo has done going back from Georgia to Colorado State. But at the end of the day, both these coordinators and head coach want to run the football. They want to get downhill and then take some play action shots on top of that. So I think the biggest way to make Bo Nix feel a little bit more comfortable is get some runs like that going.
Short play action pass over the middle. Kobe Hudson has another 1st down.
They either put some stickum on their gloves at halftime or they had a good talking to about concentration on the ball. That's a little RPO throw by Bo Nix. Beautifully done and a great catch.
Well, this has been his best game catching the ball for sure.
Hunter bottled up.
Well, it's hard to run an RPO, which they want to do, especially with a quarterback like Bo Nix. I mean, it's in its wheelhouse. He's done it his entire life. But you need the first part. You need the arm. Because if you can't run the football, those linebackers are just going to sit there and say, okay, we'll just wait and then fill afterwards to make the tackle when you do hand the ball off. But you see some success running it. They come up. You're able to pull it. And like I said, Kobe Hudson has definitely improved this game, catching the ball and made some tough catches.
Bigsby the back. Play action again. Nix on the run. Did the flag come in there? Doesn't look like it. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Some real confusion with the Auburn coaching staff trying to get one of their receivers to the opposite side. The ball gets snapped and the wide receiver stood still on the line of scrimmage, not sure exactly what to do. Obviously it complicated the play. Find themselves now in 3rd and 9.
And this is a point where, you know, down 17-3, I think this is going to be heading into that 4-down territory. So use Bo Nix. Let him run the football. Get a tight end out front. Use his legs to see if he can get you a 1st down or make it a manageable 4th.
These were the moments. Nix was magical last week against LSU, but they hand it off to Bigsby, and he's got no room to run. He'll get to the 40-yard line. This would be about a 57-yarder, which is well past Anders Carlson's range so far.
I'd punt it here. I'd push him back. It doesn't look as if that's going to be the way they're going to go about it, unless they're going to let Bo Nix kick. But I
see if you can get him off sides and draw 5 and get him
field goal right here. I'd back him up. We'll see.
We'll look out for the pooch. But Nix was electric, making plays when plays were required in Death Valley. 4th and 8. Nix got it up and incomplete. He was looking for Robertson over the middle, and it'll be Georgia football the other way.
Just a tad bit too high. Missed opportunity for Auburn. Big 4th down stop for the Dogs. They get the ball back with great field position.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Under Armour, Grand Wagoneer, side. And by Geico. Great ceremony unveiling 3 statues here at Auburn yesterday. Cliff Hare, Ralph Shug Jordan, and Pat Dye all immortalized, as they already were here on campus, but officially cemented into the ground, whatever you want to call it. A really cool moment for those 3 and their families.
Wonderful moment. I got a chance to run into Pat Dye Jr. yesterday, and it was emotional for him, for sure.
Auburn's defense has locked in these last 3 drives after Georgia, and especially Stetson Bennett was slinging it all over the field prior. He will go to the air to start this one and dial up the deep ball. McConkey is open, and McConkey is gone. Touchdown, Georgia. The mailman delivers.
And he did. Big post route because they ran the ball on the first possession. They set it up. What do they want to do? Run, run, run. Play action. Take a shot. McConkey, the playmaker, the speed down the field.
The footwork on the route was just absolutely textbook. He set up a little corner weave and then got across him. Absolutely a beautiful route. Bennett put it out in front. Touchdown, Georgia.
He beat Nehemiah Pritchett, and here comes Palestinian for the extra point. Knocks it through, 24-3. 9 seconds later, you blink, you might miss it. Ferris Bueller would be proud. Quick strike, McConkey streaking downfield for 6 more, and the Dogs in full control in Auburn. Take a look at our GMC game changer.
Well, Stetson Bennett has been letting it loose. Great job. Defenders run into each other. Brock Bowers on a wheel route. I love the fact he held him up before the safety can make a play on the outside. And then his go-to on the deep ball, a stutter and go from McConkey. Beautifully thrown, a little bit underneath, but still completion down the field. And then one-on-one, you see the safeties creeping up against the run. I ain't underthrowing at you this time. McConkey, post route, beautifully thrown. Touchdown, Dogs.
Last week against Arkansas, it was that management. 72 yards, only 11 throws. He's 12 of 17 today, Stetson Bennett. 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, including the 60-yard strike to McConkey. Shivers will take it out here. Patient with it. Shivers upended as he crosses the 20-yard line. The new season of Survivor has begun, and it's a monster. More fun, more dangerous, more difficult to win. With game-changing twists you've never seen before. Survivor, new Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on CBS.
Auburn's trying to be a survivor right here. They are absolutely in survival mode. A touchdown right here, getting that back to a 2-score game would be a huge deal to get this crowd back involved.
Oh, you need some points before you head into the 4th quarter. That is the goal. Get something on the board.
Auburn did trail by 9 heading into the 4th quarter last week at LSU. Outscored the Tigers 14-0 as Bigsby is spun forward. Nice gain on 1st down to bring up 2nd and short.
Last time they had a 2nd and short, they hit a little RPO because the run is being honored by the Georgia defense.
Bigsby's got his touches today, but hasn't been able to break one loose yet. Motion. Once again, fake it to Bigsby. Lofted down the sideline. Catch is made. It was reeled in.
That was an absolute beautiful throw. First real touch throw we've seen from Bo Nix today. The flag will be defensive holding. They'll decline it. Beautiful play.
How about Kalen Newton making the grab?
On the defense, number 36. That penalty will be declined. Holding play, 1st down.
Can you remember another touch pass, Aaron, earlier in the game? Where he didn't throw a high velocity?
I haven't seen many.
Yeah.
I haven't seen many.
That was gorgeous. It means it's in his repertoire.
So into Bulldog territory with Bigsby in the backfield. Nix feeling
catch, but what a throw. I thought there was no chance this ball was going to get through to his intended receiver. I still don't know how it got through. Right over the defender. Beautifully thrown ball. That's two great down the field throws for Bo Nix. Adding a slightly bit of touch on that one. Not as much as the previous throw, but all of a sudden Auburn is in the red zone. But like Kirby Smart said at halftime when talking to Jenny, this has been the moment where Auburn has not been able to capitalize.
Robertson going up against the team that he spent 3 years with after starting at Cal. As Nix will roll out of the pocket. Nix sets the feet, fires end zone. A little bit high. It was Robertson again. Now we've got an injured Bulldog on the field. Lewis Seen, slow to get up.
It isn't often you get to see people run like Jalen Carter just ran from a defensive tackle position chasing this quarterback. That the NFL scouts will look at time and time again. This guy could flat run.
Well, it's like Jordan Davis last week chasing down some guys. I mean, these defenders for Georgia, their speed.
Scene is down. We'll be back. Well, Coach Neuheisel, what do we got here?
Well, obviously, you've got to find a way to score. You're down 3 touchdowns. You're in 4 down territory, and you can pull out all the stops. You still got 3 downs, and you still can make a first down, so you do not lose any portion of your playbook. You just have to. You just know you're going for 7 points here. There's no field goal involved in this thinking.
Shanker, 1 reception, 20 yards, has been non-existent. Led the team in receptions heading into this ball game. Number 47 needs to find a way to get involved here in the red zone. It's been the missing link.
Bigsby, the running back. Keep an eye, 47. Shift from that Georgia line. Nix will look to run it. Nix has some space. And Nix.
Looks like they're going to mark him out just short of the first down.
About a yard.
Looked like he could have made the first down and might have done so. Let's look at it.
Brahms with a nice block right there, 52 in blue, and just a tad short.
They almost always lean it back in terms of the spot when the quarterback goes into slide mode.
3rd and 1, Bigsby. Plows forward, Bigsby to the outside. Bigsby, a ridiculous effort for the Auburn touchdown.
That's playing big by Bigsby.
And it ends. Someone scores on this Georgia defense. Tank Man has been quiet the past 3 weeks. Has been quiet in this ball game. Only 29 yards rushing. But coming up big, physical, keep the legs turning. Find a way, and this football team, these fans needed a touchdown.
First 3rd quarter points Georgia has allowed all season. Anders Carlson on for the extra point. And he's got it. Auburn has some momentum in their favor now here in the 3rd.
Tank Bigsby. Big plays by their quarterback. Bo Nix gets inside the 5-yard line. Tank finishes it off.
Nice drive by that Auburn offense to get back on the board, and Tank Bigsby living up to his name with that last rumbling touchdown run from just a couple yards out. First touchdown allowed since the 4th quarter, September 18th against South Carolina. Nearly 172 minutes of game time.
Just what the doctor ordered. Get back in the game, get the crowd back in the game. War Eagle Nation is back into this thing.
Here we go, Auburn!
Smoke Monday, if you're just joining us, ejected from this game on a targeting call in the first half. But he is hyping his guys up from the sideline. They have been without their captain, Owen Papo, as well. And the coaching staff has really praised what he's done as a vocal leader. And now the crowd back into it. Stetson Bennett delivered a 60-yard bomb to Lat McConkey on the first play of the last drive. What does he have as an encore here? quick pass. Jackson, he's dangerous in the open field, but bottled up down low.
Todd Monken is respecting this Auburn front. He is giving them all the respect. They shut him down to less than 2 yards a carry in the first half. It looked like the physical toll was starting to wear on him, but he sees him ganging up in the numbers, and he's just going to take the easy yards outside.
You know, all it is a numbers game, and if you want to put more guys in the box, we saw in the post route, you add a safety in there, you're going to throw the football. Right now, Georgia's able to do both.
White weaves his way through that Auburn defense, has spun down in first down territory.
And this is, to me, is what Georgia's offense is. We're seeing this half, able to run the football, get first downs, get to second and short, third and short manageable, play action pass, take some shots over the top. They're working beautifully right now. I think the game plan has been executed extremely well, and Todd Monken has to be pleased with the way it's going here to start the second half.
Let's see what Derek Mason dials up for this Auburn defense. Bennett will throw it. Bennett has his target, McConkey again, who's having himself an outstanding game for another first down.
Now, McConkey has been Mr. Go-To right now for Stetson Bennett, and he's doing a great job. You win a couple times over the top. Go ball, stutter and goes, post routes. You're getting some respect for that speed. Now you come back with a simple comeback route to the quarterback, on time, in rhythm.
I will guarantee you that Stetson Bennett and McConkey have worked a lot of time together in the summer months.
Handed up off the middle, and Zamir White pushed backward after a gain of 1. We'll bring up second down and long. Let's go down to the sideline. Jenny Dell, what's going on?
Yeah, although this is Auburn's third home game this season, it's the program's first major home game since the 2019 Iron Bowl. Kirby Smart knows it's a tough place to play. He said in all my experiences he's had at Auburn, it's been one of the toughest places in the conference. He noted that most SEC schools are loud, but he told me there's something about Jordan Hare here and their incredible ability to affect the game in terms of noise. And guys, they have fired it up recently.
The other thing, and I loved what Coach asked Derek Mason yesterday about whether or not they take it personally that all the praise has been on the Georgia defense side of things. He said, absolutely. You never want to settle for second when first is available. This is the time on third and short. Big moment here. Third quarter, 2-score game. This is the time to show.
It's put up or shut up moment for this Auburn defense, and I love them. I think they are excellent. But if you want to win, you got the crowd noise behind you. You got the 12th man on your side. You got to step up and make some plays.
Big opportunity for the Tigers.
Bennett keeps lots of open space. Bennett into the secondary. Look out, and he's tripped up from behind. What a play call.
Flex on him, Stetson. I absolutely love it. I mean, everyone's thinking run, 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 and just very patient with the read with Zeus. And my man gets a little bit selfish, says, I want more, cuts it up on the safety for the big run.
Back to White on the ground.
The respect this young man has gained in this locker room with the Georgia fan base, there are a lot of happy people he did not transfer this offseason.
White chugs forward. Well, 3 yards shy. We go right back to Jenny.
Yeah, the most amazing thing about Stetson Bennett is he almost didn't return this season to Georgia. He said you don't play football forever, and you'd like to play football when you can. It was a tough decision, probably one of the hardest that I ever made, but at the end I broke it down. I decided to stay. Coach Smart knew he was frustrated about the reps he's going, but hey, thank goodness he made that decision to stay because he is showing what he can do out here today.
Well, Jenny, he does the duty that lies nearest. It's amazing to watch him go out there and do it.
As an old walk-on quarterback myself, I have total respect for what he's accomplished, and I think he made the exact right decision, knowing, hey, listen, I'm a Georgia man. If I get an opportunity to come back and play here, I'm going to take full advantage and look at him do it. It's fun to watch.
He's got the Dogs up 24-10 as we go to the fourth quarter on CBS. Jordan Hare is rocking. Third down and 3. start of the fourth quarter. Can Auburn keep this to a minimum of 3? Bennett has been spectacular. 15 of 20 so far today, including 2 touchdowns. Cook the running back, but Bennett will throw. Looking for Cook. Forced out of bounds. Did he hold on? No, it's incomplete.
Great play there by Roger McCreary, the Auburn corner. Making sure he didn't get to the line to gain and actually knocking the ball loose. Looks like he catches it, though.
Yeah, he catches. I want to interested to see if maybe get a couple more looks to see if he may have gotten a foot in or not.
It's going to be whether or not his foot was down initially before he got hit.
Yeah, I think they need to look at that one. It looks like the right foot, depends if the left foot went down first, but the right foot looked like it may have hit in bounds. And I think Kirby's walking up the field wanting to get another look at this.
Either way, it's going to be a field goal. It's going to be 3 more points for Georgia as Podlesny adds a couple more to his career tally. So 8 seconds into this fourth quarter, Georgia leads 27-10. At our Ally Bank game recap, 27-10, as we're just a couple seconds into this fourth quarter, and Stetson Bennett has just been awesome.
Yeah, 15 of 21, 235, 2 touchdowns. Not just dinks and dunks, he's letting it rip down the field, post routes, go balls, a little bit of everything. I know you see that 18 of 35 for Bo Nix. There has been a tremendous amount of drops in this ball game. Great last series, though. Let's see if this offense can keep it going.
Well, he was 12 of 26 in the first half, so it's been much improved in the second half. And they're going to have to kind of pick up the tempo here. They're 3 scores down. We're in the fourth quarter. Plenty of time to get this done. It's happened before many times in college football. But look for Brian Harsin and Mike Bobo to increase the tempo.
Scored 14 points last week against LSU in the fourth quarter, and Bo Nix is going to have to be another superhero here, whichever one he chooses. Another touchback and a 25-yard start for Auburn. Invesco brings you today's Scholar Athletes. Jack Podlesny, Anders Carlson, the 2 kickers on either side. Invesco is proud to support student athletes on and off the field with a donation of $1,000 to Georgia and Auburn's General Scholarship Funds.
Now I think it's time to unleash Bo Nix. I think this
Backyard Bo.
Backyard Bo needs to come out. We need to get some T-shirts with Backyard Bo on it. This is his time to just, hey, go make plays. We need it, and we need it fast.
Bigsby, who had the touchdown earlier, carries the ball and is met immediately. Quay Walker just drags him down.
Well, Bo Nix last drive, making plays, showing some touch. He has it in the tool shed. I still don't know how this ball was caught or thrown. Beautiful, and then Tank. Keep the legs going, young man. Get in the end zone. Let's see if they can keep it going now.
They get the freshman Jarquez Hunter in. Instead, they'll swing it to the other running back, Shivers, who finds a little bit of space and turns on the Jets to get some of that yardage back and get across the 30-yard line.
Quick question for you, Coach. Down 17, 14 minutes. If they don't get this, are you going forward in your own territory? Looking ahead.
We'll find out quickly here by the play call. I think you can still punt one more time, but I wouldn't be surprised that you wouldn't see a quarterback run or a running play here to make it a 4th and 1, 4th and 2, something that the percentages go way up in terms of achieving the first down.
From the tight end motion, Nix has to escape and can't do so. Immediate pressure.
Quay Walker was a free runner right there, and there was no answer. Normally when you have a free runner coming right at the quarterback's face, he's got a hot receiver In this case, I don't see one.
Well, there's no one there. And this is one of their disguised pressure, simulated pressures where they're dropping an end on the backside. You see the left guard and left tackle go to block the defensive tackle and defensive end. They move to the outside. The center is eaten up by the other linebacker over his face. And then Quay right away is able to get in the backfield and make the play.
Chapman sends it deep, and Jackson won't even return this one. Instead, it goes to the far side, and McConkey decides to try to take it back and is tripped up immediately. So 3 and out for Auburn, and Georgia up big. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by the new Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. The Home Depot. Invesco QQQ. And by Progressive. Well, today's flyover was provided by the U.S. Army Aviation Center of Excellence from Fort Rucker, Alabama. How about those shots? That's awesome. That's awesome stuff.
It's nice to be flying over full stadiums this year. That's
true.
a beautiful view. This place is packed, lively. I mean, they were getting this thing going 3 hours before kickoff.
What a country. What a country we get to live in, boys.
Without a doubt, and right now, what a performance by the Georgia Bulldogs here in Jordan-Hare. They have put on a clinic, especially on the defensive end. Allowed 3 points on the opening drive. Since then, it's been pretty much all dogs. And we'll see how they handle this. Just under 13 to play. Stetson Bennett has been masterful. Hand it off to Milton, and Milton cuts once, surges forward, gains 9, and we go down to Jenny Dell.
Coming into the season, Coach Mart said he felt as if this team hit a plateau. Yes, they had success. They had lots of wins, bowl seasons, but he said something was missing. So in January, they started a mindset training program, school sessions, if you will. They would focus on 4 DNA traits: toughness, resiliency, composure, and connection. Coach said he sees such a change. He's never felt a team more connected than this squad. More after this play, guys.
3 tight ends, and we'll just hand it right back to Milton. Turns forward and likely gains the first down there. Let's go right back to Jenny.
Yeah, the players that I spoke to absolutely agree. I actually talked to Kieris Jackson. He told me they meet in small breakout sessions once or twice a week. They really break down the walls, study these specific traits. He said it's helped define who they are as players, people outside of the program. They use this technique in the game, and it's really changed the mindset of this whole program, guys.
The Georgia rushing game averaged less than 2 yards a carry in the first half, 1.9. This second half, over 7 yards a carry.
Huge credit to that offensive line unit. This time it's White. Puts the head down and gets through past the 50.
Yeah, I want to go back to what Jenny was talking about, what this program has done for these young men. It starts with athletic director Josh Brooks and providing and leading by example, doing a great job. I mean, the facilities, everything these kids get, from meals to the workouts, the training. He's really leading the way along with Kirby Smart to make sure these kids are both physically and mentally ready to go each and every game.
And, Coach, it feels like this staff, Kirby and everybody he's surrounded himself with, they've done a great job of continuously adjusting with the times. Mental health has become such a big part of sports over the last couple of years, and they're following that trend and letting these kids, leading them, I should say, to success on the football field.
Samir White with the first down right there. Listen, his mentor was Nick Saban. Yeah. Nick Saban leaves no stone unturned in terms of advancing the program for the well-being of the student athlete, to advance the offense, to advance the defense. He leaves no stone unturned. And Kirby learned that while being in Tuscaloosa as his defensive coordinator. There's no question they have the resources to do the same at Georgia, and he's following suit.
I also love what he said when you asked him about trying to be a little bit more explosive offensively. He said, well, we feel like we can win with our defense, with our line of scrimmage. That's exactly what they've done. And And they've had some of the explosive plays today as well.
What he said is, hey, Rick, did you see that game against Ole Miss? Didn't that look like Derrick Henry pounding away? I mean, it was Brian Robinson this time for the Crimson Tide going for 170 yards against Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss team. But he says never lose sight of the ability to control the line of scrimmage.
Well, and also you have to play to what you have. They're banged up at receiver right now. They got 4 backs. A great coach, as you know, plays to what he has. He's young at receiver. He's got great tight ends. He's got great backs. And you have the best defense in college football.
Chewing up more yardage. Kendall Milton, the sophomore from Fresno, California. So more on this. Alabama with that explosive offense. 45.6 points per game. But this Georgia defense, and we've seen it, another great example of it today. They're so stingy, and in pressure moments, they come up the hugest. If that's a word.
It is. We made it a word right now.
Today.
I love it.
I said it with confidence.
And if that game happens, it's going to be absolutely incredible. I mean, these two have really separated themselves from the rest of the teams in the country. But Georgia hasn't been tested in a way of a team that can run it and throw the football. And I'm really interested to see. I think they can handle it, but we got a long way to go before then.
This time it's Cook. Cook in the open field. Breaks a tackler. Finally dragged down from behind. Brock Bowers with a great block to get his running back some space.
And right now you're seeing this offensive line dominate up front. And this is the recipe. Wear teams out in the first and second quarter. Get them exhausted. Get some play action pass. Get them questioning on the back end. Do I want to fill? Do I want to come up and make a tackle? And we keep hitting it over and over again. Fresh legs at the running back position. White, Cook, Milton, Kenny. They just rotate in, and those guys take advantage.
The other thing he's doing is he's bleeding this clock. He knows you take this time away, you take hope away.
Right back to Cook. Cook, just hard running, looking like his brother Dalvin. And the senior from Miami, who Todd Monken said is one of the leaders of this offense. Said he's been vocal, said he's led by example, picks up 5 more.
Well, I love the competition between him and Zamir. And talking to Monken, those two guys every single day in the offseason are trying to outdo each other, whether it's in the weight room, whether it's in conditioning, in the film room. Those two guys push each other and are a great example, and then that's why they've had the success this year.
Second half, 20 runs, 7 passes from Georgia. One of those passes, 60-yard touchdown. This time it's Kendall Milton who loses his helmet on the way down.
Third down and short here. Brian Harsin knows he's 3 scores down, but if you can hold him to a field goal here, there's still hope. He's still saving his 3 timeouts for drives to be. Hopeful is still in the game, but this is a monster down if you're a Tiger fan.
Yeah, if I'm Derek Mason, you got to bring some pressure here. I'm going all out, cover 0, man-to-man on the outside, and I'm going to sell out to stop this run.
3 tight ends once again. Play clock down to 2. Bennett did get it off in time, but potentially timeout called.
Kirby ran down there and got the timeout.
Yeah. Timeout, Georgia.
That's when you can really see the head coach's sprinting speed.
Oh, yeah. How was it? Pretty good.
I'd give him high marks.
Good combine score from Kirby.
Not Olympic style.
27-10. Georgia knocking on the door once again. Don't forget, late in the game, it's the play of the game presented by Jersey Mike Subs. And speaking of jerseys, we've got a ton of Jake Fromm jerseys here in the area. Just a ton littered across Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Jake Fromm's little brother caught the touchdown last week. That miraculous play from Bo Nix as he kept himself alive. But you're right, there are a lot of number 11 jerseys, although that might be Aaron Murray's jersey.
I'm literally like cramping because I'm laughing so hard. 2 of your comments tonight, Noah, have been absolutely tremendous. The Nick Fairley one to start, it caught me off guard. And just, I've got a lot of messages from people like, that dude's a legend.
Well, the feeling is very mutual, and trust me, I think that we've spent the last couple days here in Auburn and seeing people's reaction. I told you that we were in the elevator earlier, and someone said, "Is Aaron Murray here?" Man, that dude. I'm like, yeah, that dude. 3rd and 2, big play for Georgia, and Auburn's defense in particular got penetration, couldn't wrap them up, and what a play! Zamir White out of sight for a Bulldog touchdown.
defense. You're one-on-one with Zeus in the backfield. And Zeus brings out his inner Zeus and just runs right through it, keeps it going, gets in the end zone.
That was bull elk on bull elk at contact, and Zeus came away the better for it.
But Leslie back on and makes this 34-10. He's nicknamed Zeus for a reason. Power, size, strength, classic runner up the middle, extending the Bulldog lead, 34-10.
Adam Zucker with this Jeep update. Wake Forest trying to stay perfect on the season. Up at Syracuse, Christian Beal-Smith on 3rd and 2 gives the Demon Deacons their first lead since 3-0. They're trying to go 6-0 for the first time since 1944. Orange need a number 44 with 3.5 to go down 7. Noah?
Oh, Adam Zucker knows all about it. Number 44 at the Cuse, and right now the Orange looking to storm that comeback at the very end. Last couple minutes. That was our Jeep Studio update. Here is our current situation. Georgia 34, Auburn 10, 7-11 left in the fourth quarter after an impressive run from Zamir White. And we'll see if Auburn can at least get some more points on the board down the stretch. Still 7-11, all 3 timeouts. Look, we've seen stranger things happen in the SEC. We've seen stranger things happen in the Deep South's oldest rivalry. This is the 126th meeting.
You are in full clock mode now.
Tonight at 8, the second game of our SEC doubleheader takes us to College Station, where number 1 Alabama heads into what should be an electric atmosphere to take on Texas A&M. The SEC is in prime time tonight on CBS. Let's take a look at just comparing these 4 guys. Bryce Young and his predecessors through 5 starts at Alabama, and the numbers are eerily similar.
I mean, the touchdowns for those quarterbacks, and who would have thunk it? Alabama and quarterbacks the past 5-6 years. I mean, it's just Coach Saban evolves with the times.
Nix will go back to the air. Nix will be spinning in every which direction. Throws on the run. Found his man on the sideline. Jackson was there, and it's a completed catch.
And you got the fans up on their feet cheering for that one. This is what Bo can do. Great job extending the play, and yeah, Jackson's in. Most likely 2 feet there, and it's go, go, go time.
Nix, dump it off. Shivers. So what are some of the positives now if you are Auburn to take away? Look, Georgia, we know how good this team is. They're number 2 in the country for a reason. Their defense is basically leading in every statistical category. For Bo Nix, for this running game, for Mike Bobo, what can you take from this game, positive or negative for that much, leading into next week?
Well, the second half got much better in the throw game. The receivers made the catches they should make, and it shows what's possible if they can stay in there. Obviously, they're disappointed in their run output, but they're playing against the top defense in the country, at least statistically right now. So they've just got to become more balanced, which means more consistent, which means more play action pass.
And they do got to make some more plays. Let's not forget, I mean, they dropped a not wide open, but a big 4th down conversion. Then Georgia, next play, goes over the top for a huge touchdown. I think the receiving position has to continue to evolve.
Nix extends. And then nearly brought down he is. The initial contact was Jalen Carter, who does a little dance on the ground and then eventually dragged down by Robert Beal.
And Jalen Carter, one of my favorite players to watch on this Georgia defense, and became more famous last week for his block as a fullback. But you see these guys continuing to work the speed of those big guys up front. A little bit too much for Bo Nix.
His instincts are to go backwards to try to create space, that he can ramble from sideline to sideline. He's got to learn to climb in that pocket and create opportunities for himself.
It's been a busy day for Oscar Chapman, and sends another one to the 35. Fair catch made. Jackson. Everyone's got something to hide in the new Paramount Plus series, Guilty Party. Kate Beckinsale stars as a discredited journalist contacted by a young mother convicted of murdering her husband. The new original series, Guilty Party, is streaming October 14th, exclusively on Paramount Plus. Some fans have stayed here at Jordan-Hare. Such a big game when these two get together. This is the 126th meeting, but it's been Georgia who has really dominated the last couple, 4 in a row, 16 of the last 20. And a lot of credit, sure, to the defense, but Stetson Bennett as well. Just calm, composed, collected, very different from that first start last year against Auburn, where he was solid, but he wasn't quite as comfortable as he looked today.
Well, and the consistency with the running game. Georgia first half, 36 yards rushing. Second half, 152 yards rushing. They stay committed to it. Todd Monken said, we're not going to go away. The goal is to wear this defense down, rotate these backs, get the offensive line going, similar to what they did versus Arkansas last week. You saw it, 152 yards. And it helps when Stetson's able to take some shots down the field, too, to loosen them up.
Big game for Kentucky tonight. They've got LSU, and then Kentucky goes to Georgia next week. That game will be right here on CBS. And if Kentucky finds a way to dismantle the Tigers of LSU tonight, that's going to be a monster game in Athens.
A couple of undefeated teams, 3 remaining in the SEC, and 2 potentially going toe-to-toe next week. 34-10, Georgia in control. Georgia up 24 with 4:14 remaining here in Auburn. Coming up after the game, it's Adam, BJ, and Kevin Carter with the day's best highlights on the college football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage. Georgia has just dominated the line of scrimmage once again, and the biggest thing here, they haven't had a ton of long runs. Bennett had that 30-yarder, but for the most part, it's been 5 yards here, 6 yards there, maybe a 7-yard play here. It's just been chunk after chunk to wear down this Auburn defense. Here's another example as James Cook hurdles for a first down.
Yeah, they have been consistent as can be in terms of this second half, being the aggressor at the line of scrimmage.
And right there, fans got to see Broderick Jones, number 59, highly touted. See him on the move, making plays. And Kirby is loving, you know, deep down inside, he loves old school football. He loves to run it. He loves to play great defense. And he knows the strength of what they have at the University of Georgia is exactly that right now.
Shuffles the feet. Puts it to that wall. So let's revisit those keys to the game from earlier from both of you, and I'd say you were both on the money.
Yeah, Georgia, they're spreading the love, which is what they love to do. They got plenty of talented backs, and then contain Bo Nix, negative 16 yards rushing. Huge, huge game for that defense.
You can see Auburn was unable to run the football, less than 2 yards a carry. And in terms of trying to put the game in Stetson Bennett's hand, let's applaud Stetson Bennett, the fourth job, but they didn't get enough 3rd and longs. 3rd and 5 is too easy a down to convert.
Love what Kirby Smart said about having his 2 quarterbacks. He said that they're both leaders on this team, and it's easier when the situation is the fact that one of them is injured, and they've been lifting each other up, Bennett and JT Daniels. But at this point, the way Bennett has played, he's gunning for this job long term, and we'll see in the weeks to come whether or not that will be the case. Under 3 to play in this 4th. Auburn calls the timeout. Their 2nd of 3. USC transfer JT Daniels, who began this season as the starter with a lat injury, hasn't played the last couple of games, and Stetson Bennett has taken over. He's taken the keys, and he's driven the car beautifully to this point. Kirby Smart told us yesterday that he thinks that half the time his guys don't even know who's in at quarterback. They just trust that either one of them is going to get them the ball, which is obviously a luxury to have. But with the way things are going, Stetson Bennett could be earning himself a full-time role.
It's going to be a tough decision, and we'll see what this penalty is. Unsportsmanlike put down. Going to give Georgia the first down, and Auburn makes a good play and then shoots themselves in the foot, unfortunately, and Georgia will continue this drive. But going back to the discussion about the quarterback situation, it's a great luxury to have, knowing the confidence in Stetson from this football team. I don't know what you do. I don't, because it's hard to take out a hot hand, a guy that's winning football games, that's doing everything that Stet's doing, plus adds the dynamic ability of running the football. It's going to be a tough decision.
It may play right into your hands because what you want to do with Stetson Bennett is get him back. What you want to do with JT Daniels is get him back to completely healthy. If you can get through the Kentucky game, you get a bye after that in anticipation for the game in Jacksonville with Florida. So if you can get him 100% healthy, you get to see Stetson Bennett play again next week against Kentucky. And then you can find out where Stetson Bennett is. Is he our starter? JT Daniels, can come off the bench, clap his hand 3 times, and lead a comeback if it's required of him. Now, JT Daniels started the season as a starter, but that's just the way football works.
Yeah, and you hate to see a guy lose a position because of an injury. But quarterback's a different beast because you can't just rotate guys in there. You can't have a 2-quarterback situation. When guys are this similar in their ability to go out there and execute, I'm a big fan of both. And obviously JT brings you the ability to be a little bit more accurate down the football field, but then Stetson gives you the ability to run the football as we see in the zone read.
Savon Clark, just his 3rd carry of the season, picks up a couple, and now it's time for the play of the game, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
And beautifully executed, run the ball to possession before, play action, you see the safety get a little bit sniffy, and then McConkey on a post route, beautifully run. The kid got some wheels, go get yourself. A little bit sniffy.
Is that the name of your dog? Or?
Sniffy. He's in there sniffing the run game.
Getting in there a little too tight. I get your
in there in the wrong spot.
Sniffy.
Sniffy.
I guess it's a good name for a dog.
What's your dog's name, Aaron?
Oh, you know him out in Georgia, of course.
Edwards again.
And I got one shout out real quick. Happy birthday, Mama Murray.
Oh, wow.
Gotta throw it out there. Mama Murray.
That's outstanding by you.
Yeah, that's great work. Truly great work.
Get in there.
Just in the nick of time. So 43 seconds left. Brian Harsin will take his last time out. So 4th down and 3. And for Georgia, improving to 6-0. They've got that game with Kentucky, which has a chance to be just a gargantuan in the SEC. Then Florida, Missouri, Tennessee, Charleston Southern. And this is a team that has the potential, and Kirby Smart knows it, to legitimately win it this year. They feel comfortable with where they are. They believe the mental health stuff has put them potentially over the top, and that defense is among, with some of those units, some of the greatest defensive units that we've seen.
He says either you're either elite or you're not. Right now, Georgia is elite. Can they stay that way? No reason not to think so. A lot of people wonder why Auburn takes a time out there. Brian Harsin trying to instill a culture here, wants to get some more time in his 2-minute offense. But this is the kind of place where all of a sudden you kind of dare Georgia to go ahead and do something over the top.
First down would end the game. Instead, they look end zone, and it's incomplete. Justin Robinson was the intended target. So Auburn will get the football back with 38 seconds remaining as we look ahead for the Tigers. They will drop to 4-2 on the season. They go to Arkansas next week, who is also now 4-2 after back-to-back losses. Then the 30th, Ole Miss. So a couple of difficult matchups in a row. A&M, look, there's never an off week in the SEC.
No, not in the SEC West either. Obviously, SEC East this year a little bit down, but the West is an absolute grind. Ole Miss, Arkansas, Mississippi State. I love watching Mississippi State. That's a good football team. It is tough, and as we see, TJ Finley coming in to finish the football game for Auburn.
Orchestrated that 98-yard drive to complete the comeback against Georgia State on September 25th, 2 weeks ago. And Finley will air it out. Has a man wide open over the middle.
Well, he looks stately in the pocket. I mean, he is exactly the prototype of what you're looking for. He's a 6'5" guy, 240 pounds, stands in there and throws it beautifully. That was a strike.
This time a little bit too high. Looking for Robertson on the outside. Don't forget, second of our doubleheader later from College Station. #1 Alabama heads to Texas A&M. That's tonight, 8 Eastern on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Should be a good one, always A pleasure to watch the top team in the land. Bryce Young dealing through his first couple of games under center there. And Nick Saban has himself one heck of a squad once again.
Pleasure to watch the 12th man there as well. That crowd gets into it
without a doubt.
No, they get rowdy, and this is what they've been talking about all season, A&M. And obviously we've seen what Jimbo said in the offseason. Choice of words of his thoughts on finally beating Nick Saban. I don't know if this is the year, but it should be a good game.
Final play, potentially, no, it'll be incomplete, and we will have one more with 2 seconds left on 4th and 4.
Nick Saban, when asked about it, right, he says, in golf? He said he's going to whip me in golf?
Oh, man.
Oh.
Which I think
24-0, Nick Saban against his former assistants. And Jimbo's been on the wrong side of that 4 times.
I think that's what John Samuel Schenker is going to be saying to you after this game. He's ready to whip you in golf. Schenker. Final play of this one. Finley delivers another strike. Shedrick Jackson makes the catch, and that will do it. Georgia stays perfect on the season. A dominant defensive effort once again by the #2 team in the country as the Bulldogs take it 34-10. They've shown that they can win with their defense, and today they showed they can win a little bit with their offense as well.
And running the football, Stetson Bennett, been labeled the game manager. He was far from that in his performance. 14-21, 231, 2 touchdowns. Push the ball vertically down the field. Keep the defense honest for Auburn. And you said, Noah, this defense is absolutely tremendous. It was great to see them live in action, do their thing. It's a complete football team, and they're still getting healthy. They got some receivers coming back. They got Washington healthy at tight end. They're going to continue to evolve. Obviously, JT is not playing right now.
A lot of depth at wide receivers still coming back.
Yep.
At the end of the day, elite indeed. Right now, elite indeed.
Enough said. Kirby Smart has himself a couple of just great units that play together as one, and they preach team before me, and you can see it in the way that they play. Bennett and Daniels lifting each other up. That receiving core that has been beaten down all season play for one another. That defense too deep at pretty much every position.
What's the old saying? It's amazing what can be accomplished when no one cares who gets the credit.
Yeah.
That looks to be the culture of the Georgia Bulldogs right now.
For Demetrius Robertson playing against his former team here at Jordan-Hare. Robertson finished with 4 catches, 59 yards to lead Auburn in receiving. So, that'll do it for us from Jordan-Hare. For Aaron Murray, Rick Neuheisel, Jenny Dell, Gene Steratore, and our entire CBS crew, this is Noah Eagle saying so long from Auburn, where the final score is Georgia 34, Auburn 10. Later tonight, #1 Alabama takes on Texas A&M in College Station here on CBS. Coming up next, we'll send you to Adam Zucker and company for the college football postgame show presented by Rocket Mortgage after these messages. So long from Jordan-Hare.